The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93 Air.
Yeah, man. This is where we get started right here. Welcome to the program. The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Oh, it's early, too. It's 5:40. And I'm sitting here with one damn good-looking bald man.
Are you talking about yourself?
No. Although you're free to say whatever you like.
Well, yeah, I'm lucky enough I get to look at one every single day.
I'm talking about you. I'm sitting here with one damn good-looking bald man, old Cubby over there. You wear it well. Not a lick of hair on the top of your head. And I just had a thought. With some campaigning, maybe a bigger presence on social media, with your good looks and, of course, my power and influence, I know we could get you named to the list of the top 10 sexiest bald men in the world.
Oh, I don't think so. Danny DeVito made the list, and if he's on the list...
He did not make the list.
There's no way...
What?
Just a normal-looking bald guy could make that list.
Danny DeVito doesn't make any good-looking lists.
He made a good look. He made one of the top sexiest bald men.
Oh, wait a minute. You're
No
right.
way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I think we could get you there with the right moves, endorsements. And I don't mean the industry type of endorsement where you're saying, "Hey, this is Josh for Cooper Tires." I'm saying, if we get the right people behind you and endorsing you, including myself.
A lot of people refer to the two of us as thirst traps. I hear it all the time. People are coming up.
Really?
You do? Who do you hear from?
What? Are you serious, Ashley? Nobody's ever said that. No, not one person has ever said that. Just someday, I'd like someone to call me a thirst trap.
Well, this is how we do it. Let me give you the background on this, although it's fairly flimsy. A marketing agency. Have you heard of them?
Yeah?
Yeah, they're the worst.
A marketing agency. They're the worst.
You guys know this.
We've all dealt with, you've probably had the most extensive experience with marketing agencies, and you come out of it like when you have a phone call with a marketing agency, Josh, you come out of it and you look like you haven't slept for days. Okay. A marketing agency, whoever they are, used some criteria here to create their rankings of the top 10 sexiest bald men of the year 20 plus 24. And some of this stuff, I don't know, did they make this stuff up? The list of criteria include smile analysis. You ever heard of such a thing?
No.
Maybe
Not put like that, no.
Huh?
Not put like that, no.
Maybe the five of ist isn't English. Maybe the five of us should visit a smile analyst. Look it up on the internet. Someone tell me if this is a real thing. Maybe there's an office somewhere we can go and have our smiles analyzed, but that's part of the criteria.
See, I'm out right there. I have a dumb smile.
You do.
It's really stupid.
You do.
At least when I try. I don't know what it's like when I'm not trying to. Maybe it's a little more normal when I'm not attempting to, but when I try, it's not good.
And I'm busting your balls. When you have a natural smile on your face, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so they checked off these criteria. Smile analysis, and has anyone found anything on the godless internet yet about?
Not really.
No.
Okay.
No, not really.
Shine factor. They took that into consideration.
On the head?
I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, it's the head.
Oh, I thought it was just, you have an aura.
Yeah.
I should have understood that a lot quicker than I did. Vocal attractiveness. Okay. And media perception. That's how they created their rankings. of the 10 sexiest bald men for the year 20, then 24.
Well, that's probably how DeVito got on the list then, because who doesn't love Danny DeVito?
Yeah. Oh, he's awesome. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. I don't know that I'd use the word sexy.
Nope. Definitely
But
wouldn't.
so likable. I love that guy.
And we'll get there. We'll get going here on this list. But to me, okay, there's one, two or three people on this list that I don't know what they look like.
I had to look up a couple, too.
But maybe with some help. I'm not going to give away number one, but Josh, the number one guy on this list of the sexiest bald men, is that guy bald?
Yeah.
Oh, he
yeah.
is?
Yep.
Then I'm thinking of somebody else. Okay. Number 10.
He keeps some hair, but he's got the monk look a little bit, just kind of around the sides.
Oh, like my dad.
Like your dad.
Yeah, my dad's got that look.
You know what a person comes to mind? The monk look. Peter Boyle.
Sure, kind of like that hairstyle. Maybe a little more up top, but...
The 10th sexiest bald men for the year 2024 is Vin Diesel.
Way too low. Criminally low.
You think so?
Yep.
Boy, he's kind of weird looking.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I feel like a jerk saying that, but just in the context of this list.
Well, I think vocal attractiveness. I love that dude's voice.
Okay, now you're onto something.
Can't stand the sight of the guy. Number 9 is Stanley Tucci. Is that how you say
that?
that?
I can see that.
I love Tucci.
Yep.
I don't know Tucci.
You would if you saw him.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
see.
in everything.
You going to show me a picture of Stan Tucci?
Oh, all right. I love that guy.
He looks vaguely familiar at best. Vaguely familiar, but I don't watch a lot of television programming. Number 8, I've also never seen this person. And they truly, I guess, went all the way around the world when sizing up the sexiest bald men, because the 8th sexiest bald man is a French soccer coach. My God.
Yeah, Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry, yeah.
Nobody knows who Thierry Henry is.
He's a legendary soccer player.
Yeah,
One of
he's-
the best to ever
he's-
do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of him either.
No one's ever heard of him.
I looked him up, and he would be on my wife's bucket list for sure.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
That's her style of man.
Number 7 is Samuel L. Jackson.
Total stud.
Yep.
Yeah, he's very good at what he does.
I'll look it up to try to find it, but somebody broke down, how much he gets paid per movie and then how many words he says per movie, and he makes something like $1,000 every time he said the MFer in his movies.
What?
Somebody broke down the stats of
Oh,
that.
Vin Diesel's got to be way up there.
Does he curse a lot?
Oh, you're just talking about swear words?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like just words in general.
No,
That's also
specifically
what I-
saying how much he gets paid every time he said MFer in a movie.
Samuel L. Jackson. Has he got anything regular going on these days?
Credit card
think
commercials.
so.
Yeah.
Credit card?
Capital One, I believe.
Commercials?
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be like a Disney Plus show he's on or something related to the MCU.
Now, here's
think.
Danny DeVito. The MCU? What is that?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Is he involved in those movies?
Yeah.
All right. Here's Danny DeVito
Oh, no.
coming in at number 6 on this list of the sexiest bald men just for this calendar year. God knows the extensive changes that are to come for next year. Danny DeVito, sure. I don't watch. Is that still a current program? Philadelphia, this or that?
Always singing Philadelphia. Yep.
Yeah, they're coming out with a new season.
All right. I know a lot of folks love it. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, it's
So
absolutely
funny.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's very
but I
good.
think that Charlie Day would just annoy you too
Yeah,
much.
you wouldn't be able to get
Yeah,
into it, Nick.
you're not a fan.
Charlie Day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he talks.
Is that the little short guy?
Yeah, he yells a lot.
And he's at his most Charlie Dayest in this show.
Yeah, he ruined that one movie where they were going to kill their bosses. Number 5 is Terry Crews.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, he's on my wife's bucket list. And
Right.
you know what? I'm going to put him on mine, too.
Yeah, go for it.
And he's hilarious, too.
Gosh, yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is such a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Oh, Everybody Hates Chris. He was
Yes.
a great
Yes.
dad in that one.
That was good, too.
Number 4 is a guy that's been coming up on good-looking lists for 30 years. And some of you are probably saying, well, how the hell do you know? We work in morning radio. We see all of this stuff. This guy has been showing up on lists of attractive people for 30-some years, and I bet you 9 out of 10 of us wouldn't know him if we were banging him. And it's professional surfer Kelly Slater.
He's a very good-looking dude.
Yeah, he's very good looking.
But am I right? Sexiest athlete, sexiest. This guy's always in the mix. And most of us, you wouldn't know him if he was beating your ass to death on a sidewalk.
No,
I mean, if I ran
Unless
into
he
the
said
airport, I'm
something
not
like,
going to recognize him. But
Kelly Slater's kicking your ass, then I'd know.
Oh, that's really
Yeah, if he's beating me up. and he's
I've been
telling
hearing
me-
about you for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's what you look like. You are good looking as he's beating the living hell out of you. Wasn't he first? He first became famous because, no one follows professional surfing unless you're completely insane. Didn't he first gain a little bit of steam because he was dating Pamela Anderson? Is that the guy, Kelly Slater? And I thought maybe
he in the very early 90s.
Yeah, is that the guy?
Yeah,
yeah, he
okay.
dated Pamela Anderson, and then he was also dated Tom Brady's ex-wife, Giselle Bundchen.
I
And
remember
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, dang.
Dang, dude.
God, he's hooked up with some real uggos.
I should have gotten into professional surfing. I really should have.
Can you surf?
No.
I tried once.
I tried to.
Yeah, I
No,
couldn't stand
not
It was a disaster.
That sounds awful.
I was
also-
basically shark bait out there.
I also tried it, and it was, oh, God, it was so exhausting. So exhausting. I remember hearing about Kelly Slater because I think he and, back to the Pamela Anderson thing, I think he and Tommy Lee choked each other unconscious at a bar one night because they were fighting over Pamela Anderson.
Tommy
I
Lee
wish
with
I'd have
temper,
been there to see that, huh?
Tommy Lee with a temper, huh? Never would have thought.
Number 3, the big Aristotle. He's the third sexiest bald man for this year.
Wouldn't you say he'd be? I mean, it's just his whole persona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, his personality has a lot to do with it. Again, this list used a series of criteria like smile analysis, shine factor, vocal attractiveness, and media perception. Number 2 is The Rock. And number 1 is this guy. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I didn't think he was bald, and that's Prince Willem of England.
It's kind of cheating. He's really not that bald.
If it's who I'm thinking
Well, that's what
of,
Josh and I were saying earlier.
Yeah,
Josh says he is.
he's bald,
On top.
but it's not. He. Here's the thing, Wapple. I would have the same haircut if I didn't shave my head. And,
Okay.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
should do that for a
Yeah.
while, Josh.
Oh, it looks terrible.
No, don't do that. Don't ever do that.
It looks so bad.
I've considered letting the sides and the back go and kind of doing a Jesse Ventura thing, or no one really wears that look anymore. But in the 70s and 80s, there were plenty of guys who wore that look where they just completely ignored the fact that their skull was as barren as the day they were born, and they continued to grow out the sides and the back just because they didn't know any other way to do it. Oh, I guess Hulk Hogan would be a good example. Although I think at this point, even the stuff on the sides and the back is a wig on the Hulkster now. But for many years, he let her buck. I have one friend who he doesn't want to get out the clipper like we do, Cubby, and shave it all the way down. He still wants to kind of hang on to the sides and the back. Wears a hat, 99 times out of 100. But if he ever takes that hat off, you feel like you just hopped out of a time machine and it's 1974. Because dudes, really, like I said, they hung on to it. Now it's get rid of, as soon as you show some signs of baldness on top, you get out the razor.
Yeah, I think, if you have hair on the side, a lot of bald guys have hair on the side. You're still a bald guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in that category. I mean, I could grow some wicked hair out of the back and sides if I really wanted to.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too.
It comes in, I have to shave daily, otherwise it gets a little out of control.
The sides and the back on me still grows real fast. It
Yeah.
does. And so I would
Same.
look silly as hell. I've considered it, and then my friends, a few years ago, I let it go on the sides and the back. And I remember this because we were ice fishing, and I took my stocking cap off to scratch the top of my head. And my buddy said, "That looks friggin' terrible. You gotta do." I thought I'd go for it, but I punked out.
The list is BS because Jason Statham's not on there.
Oh,
Thank you.
there you go.
Thank
How
you.
does he not get on there?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
God, he's gorgeous.
one of my all-time favorite action movie stars, even though he's in some terrible, terrible movies.
Oh.
I watched some that, was it Prime Video? Or someplace has some that were just exclusively released overseas as maybe a favor to Americans.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't have to see him in those. But he's still Jason Statham, right? And he does everything Jason Statham does. The way he talks, everything. I love that guy.
Yeah, I fell
Brett
in love
Michaels
with-
should have been on that list, too.
Oh, he wouldn't want to be, would he?
No, he wouldn't. Just
Brett
let it go,
Michaels.
Brett. It's okay.
Oh,
Shake your head, dude.
that's one of the worst. One of the
We all
worst
know.
looks. That friggin' horsehair followed by a headband, followed by a cowboy hat. And as nice as the guy is, there really has never been a man on planet Earth as afraid of his baldness as Brent Michaels from Poison. You know, you got guys like Woody Harrelson and whatnot. Yeah, it's a funny-looking list. It really is. But like we discussed, they had some interesting criteria. What about Jimmy Walker? Jimmy Walker's bald.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, Woody Harrelson. I'm looking at
Oh, I
text
thought
now.
did I just say his name out loud?
Oh, you did?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Did I say it better or worse?
I thought it was pretty even.
Yeah, it was pretty tight.
Yeah, good
Pretty even
inflection.
overall.
Sorry, I was reading text here.
Tie goes the runner.
John Travolta's bald now, people are telling me.
That's right. I always just picture him as not Danny DeVito, but
Zuko.
Zuko.
Yep.
There you go. Thank you.
I don't know.
Oh, did you know it's when you can grow hair around the sides and you just let it go,
Yeah.
but nothing up top? By the way, for me, I'm just growing my forehead out. It's not necessarily that I'm necessarily balding.
Sure.
Just been growing that out.
Yeah.
It's called a skillet.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, I forget about that. Skillet.
That's a cute little name.
Isn't
Thank
that
you,
cute?
brother and
Yeah, I
sisterhood.
like that.
Oh, here we go. IBEW 160 Jesus agrees. The list sucks if there's no Jason Statham.
Is he going to make a second one of those beekeeper movies? Because it's killing me.
You know, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I never saw it, but I saw it. I saw the preview at the theater when I sat down to watch. I think maybe it was that terrible wrestling movie. Yeah, I could be wrong. That terrible wrestling movie, Iron Claw. Don't go see it. They completely ruined the story of the don't tell me Von Erich family.
It was very good.
It was awful, and I saw the preview, I believe, for Beekeeper, and when it ended and the joint faded to black the way they do, everybody was laughing, and it was not meant to be funny.
I liked it. I guess.
I'm glad to hear it because
I mean,
it was a comical trailer.
Yeah, the way Josh described it, it's perfect.
It's got, it's silly. Like this lady gets taken for everything she's got. Terrible, right?
Oh,
She's,
no.
Unfortunately, all too common. There's just a story. People are doing it to friggin' veterans, which should be treason.
Awful. Yes, I agree.
And so I don't want to say too much, but so I'll just say the premise is, and this is in the trailer, somebody takes her for all she's got. And some bad stuff happens, certainly, but he gets the most revenge outside of The Punisher that anyone has ever got. Like the Punisher Netflix series was absolutely ridiculous. How many? I mean, there was people that deserved to die. But then there's people you're like, oh, they're pretty far removed from the original crime, yet they still have to die. And that's kind of how it was with Beekeeper.
Oh, Beekeeper.
He got a little carried away.
Yeah, he definitely did. But it's Jason Statham.
Here's another one I'd throw on the sexiest bald Ben list. Paul Schaefer. I love Paul Schaefer.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
He's had the ladies have been going crazy for Paul Schaefer from the word go.
Well, we'll find out who the sexiest man alive is, whether they have hair or not, tonight on Stephen Colbert. He's going to release the list from People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive.
Did I tell you guys I got to leave early after the show to catch a flight
For
out to New York?
You're going to hand the award to whoever won? I always, not always, but lately I've kind of felt bad for the sexiest man alive because holy cow, do they tend to get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
social
Everybody's
media.
like, what the hell? You almost want to be runner-up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's interesting. So this is something that people still follow thoroughly, the sexiest man alive as chosen by People Magazine.
Yeah, like
I think so,
Blake
yeah.
Shelton comes to mind for when he was sexiest man alive.
Okay.
And this was like, almost 10 years ago maybe. 2017, 2018.
I saw Blake Shelton the other day walking down the street with Kelly Slater, and I said, "My God, I've been meaning to."
But you recognize Blake?
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
Blake-
That guy's been everywhere.
I think
Blake
he's
Shelton.
a good-looking man. I think that wasn't that crazy of a choice.
No,
You're
it
saying
wasn't terrible, but-
everyone kicked his ass when he got that award?
Yeah, it was awful. I felt so bad for the guy. It's not like he Well, I don't think he campaigned for it. I'm sure they just, they pick whoever they think the sexiest man alive is. And
All right. So last year it was Patrick Dempsey, who I remember from when I was a young adult. He had a couple of movies. One of my favorites, actually. What was the name of the movie with Patrick Dempsey? And there were plenty of teen movies with this premise. But he was a dork. He delivered pizzas. And,
Can't Buy Me Love?
yeah, I think that's
Is
it.
that the one? Was that Patrick Dempsey?
I
Or the other guy?
swear to God, someone
see.
look it up. Patrick Dempsey was a dork who delivered pizzas, and he becomes a gigolo, and also pays the hot girl at his high school to date him and make him cool. Again,
Yeah,
you've
that was-
seen that premise in probably 30 different teen movies. What was it? Can't Buy Me Love?
Yeah, with Patrick Dempsey.
I thought that was a riot. I really did.
I like that movie, too.
All right, who else was in here over the years? So we'll find out today who, and we can cover this tomorrow if we like, the sexiest man alive. Number 20, for the year 20 plus 22, Chris Evans. I've heard the name. I don't know if I've ever seen him in a movie.
That's deserved. Yep.
2021, Paul Rudd. I know who that is. 20
That one
plus.
surprised me a little bit,
Yeah.
too. I think it's because he's so lovable.
Yeah, exactly.
2020, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Acting.
Definitely.
Michael B. What?
Michael B. Acting.
Is that his nickname?
No, I mean, yeah, some people throw that around on social media when they're talking about how good he was in a movie. They're like, "Ooh, Michael B. Acting."
Michael B. acting in a lot of stuff.
Well, I've seen him in the Creed series, and I thought he was just absolutely outstanding.
He was very good in The Wire. Also, Hardball.
Oh, that's right. He was in Hardball.
2019, John Legend. Isn't he a singer?
Yeah,
Yep.
Is he sexy?
yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
looking, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's the guy that people joke, like everybody's mom and aunt wants John Legend.
John Legend, okay.
Wasn't he in a comedy where he was just like, hey, check this out? Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy.
Hey, check this out.
And he played in front of a small group of people. I think
Oh, that sounds familiar.
the chick from Bridesmaids is in it.
I have no
gotta look
idea.
I'll look that
My
up.
favorite thing about John Legend is one time I was at a bar in my 20s and I was talking to some gal I'd met and we were talking about music and she goes, "I love John Legend. He's my absolute favorite." And I said, "Oh, I love him too. I've seen him perform live." Which wasn't a lie, but what I excluded was I saw him sing God Bless America at WrestleMania. That's when I saw him perform live.
Hell of a show.
I didn't actually go to one of his concerts, but I did see him perform live.
2018, Idris Elba.
Oh, sure.
Gorgeous, man.
I believe
for
I know
sure.
who that is. Here's your Blake Shelton dude from 2017. I don't know him. 2016, The Rock. 2015, God help us, Josh, put a seatbelt on right now. At the very least, it'll keep your erection down. Sexiest man alive, according to People magazine in 2015, was that David Beckham.
My goodness.
Oh, man.
Wow.
There was a time,
That's a man.
before you guys knew Cubby, there was a time where you would lose consciousness when you'd see him on television pushing Burger King.
That Burger King commercial was hilarious.
Yeah.
Where the female cashier, she falls in love and they play the music, and then the manager
Yeah.
comes over and he falls in love and they play the music.
Oh, dude.
That was so good.
You want to keep going with this? 2014, Chris Hemsworth,
Oh, absolutely.
who I
Deserved.
think I've seen now and again. 2013, Adam Levine.
Levine.
I'm not a
Levine?
fan.
No, I mean neither.
Me either.
I know somebody who humped him.
Oh,
If
What?
you guys are interested in that information.
Well, like a lady you know went backstage and got a piece of Adam Levine.
Yeah, you know her too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Write her name down for me.
She did some humping.
I want to know.
Pretty cool.
Dana's mom. Oh, I said it out loud.
2012, Channing Tatum.
yeah, good looking cat.
By the way, it's not probably an exclusive club to say I know someone who humped Adam Levine.
Oh, does he hand it out like Halloween
He's
candy?
got a reputation.
Oh, really? Well, I guess I would, too, if I was in a damn rock and roll band. What band is he in?
Maroon 5.
Oh, boy, they're awful.
I agree.
Okay. Josh has written down the name of the mutual lady that we know that had sex with Adam Levine. Good for her. This is the only time I've ever wished I was Adam Levine.
Eastbound at sundown.
I think this gal's very cute.
Eastbound at sundown, Jesus tells me I'm actually not bald. And I mentioned, it's kind of borderline because I'm growing my forehead out. He said I'm just taller than my hairline. That's all it is.
You are taller than your hairline?
Yeah.
Sexiest
That's
men.
not the same as being bald.
2011, Brad Cooper. 2010, Burt Reynolds' son, Ryan. Well, it all runs in the family. What do they call that, Josh? Is it Good Genes or whatever?
Yeah.
Yep.
Burt Reynolds'
His
son, Ryan
son.
Reynolds.
By the way,
2009, John Depp. 2008, Hugh Jackman. 2007, Matt Damon. You go from there, you go on and on and on.
before we've gone kind of far from Ryan Reynolds, but Disney Plus today is the streaming premiere for Deadpool versus Wolverine, if anyone is interested.
Oh, yeah. I actually might check that
I
out.
loved that
I
movie.
can't wait to watch.
It
It's
was
good?
so good, yes.
I've heard good things.
What's the story?
Deadpool versus Wolverine is on Disney Plus as of today.
Yeah, the little dog Deadpool comes into play, and that's always fun.
I don't think I knew about the little dog Deadpool.
Oh, what? Yeah, there's been pictures of him going around now for a while. I think it's the dog that won, ugliest dog competition.
Oh,
You
are you
guys-
serious?
Yeah,
That is an ugly dog.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember who was the original first ever sexiest man alive as voted by People magazine from 1985?
Burt Reynolds?
Good guess. No. How could I give you a hint here?
1985.
Well, I could give you a silly hint, but I don't want to do it. 85,
Can you say what field of work he's in?
acting.
Is he Australian?
I'm not sure.
Is it Mel Gibson?
Yes. He's Australian?
Ah, nice.
I think he's Australian.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not.
I thought he was from Rochester.
Which one, New York or Minnesota? Let me
I
see.
don't know.
Mel Gibson.
I don't know. I never decided which one. Yeah, okay. Mel Gibson.
Looks like New York.
New York, Australia. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I think he was Australian? Maybe because of the...
He's not? What is he?
From New York.
He's from New York?
Yeah.
I thought he was from somewhere else.
So did I.
He's born in New York.
Yeah.
Come on.
New York, what country?
Really? But his
Oh,
family
so he
must
moved
have...
to Australia when he was 12.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
there you go. I knew there was something there. He doesn't really come off like a New Yorker.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so. All right, there you go. What a terrific crowd we got going here this morning. It is Tuesday. Randy Shaver will be joining us a little bit later on this morning. We'll get started with the stupid news here in a handful of minutes on the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Best-selling author and business growth expert Candy Valentino brings her unique spin on achieving financial freedom.
More than 70% of people feel some sense of imposter syndrome in their life. So that when feelings of fraudulency arise, remind yourself of who you are. Make sure that you recognize and celebrate small milestones. Practicing this will really shift your focus from seeking perfectionism to really acknowledging progress.
The Candy Valentino Podcast, wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, Cubby, I got things all screwed up around here.
I don't know. Can we help in any way?
Oh, sure. Well, I've been helped by a few listeners, including Backdoor Slam and Walleye Jesus. I got a little tangled up earlier. We were talking about People magazine today. They're going to dump out their yearly edition where they named the sexiest man alive. And we were rolling through some of these past winners of that illustrious award or whatever you want to call it. We brought up Patrick Dempsey, the actor Patrick Dempsey. He's been around forever. He started when he was a kid. I was trying to give the dude credit for a movie he made back in the day. Oh, I want to say early 90s that I really enjoyed. I ended up mixing two movies together. I ended up mixing two plots together. Here's Backdoor Slamming Walleye Jesus. He said, you're getting the Pat Dempsey movies mixed up. Loverboy was the pizza delivery gigolo movie, and that's the one that I really, really liked. And I mixed that plot up with the plot to another Patrick Dempsey movie called Can't Buy Me Love, where he pays a hot student to make him popular. You folks go ahead, watch Can't Buy Me Love all day long. I'll take that Loverboy. That has some really funny stuff in it. He's a pizza delivery kid, and he's a gigolo.
There's some big-time heartthrobs in this. Kirstie Alley.
In the movie Loverboy?
Yeah.
I remember.
Carrie Fisher.
Sure, yeah. Those are some of the older cougars that he's going after. Right. Thank you to a few of you for clearing up that confusion. I'm going to have to try that Loverboy movie again one of these days. And if I can't find it, Josh, I'll just listen to the band. Because I love the band, too. Mike Reno.
I'm a fan.
Find me a better singer in the history of rock music than Mike Reno. You're going to have a difficult time. All right, let's begin the Stupid News Report with the Mattel people. Mattel, the toy company, right?
Yep.
Oh, I bet each and every damn last one of us was entertained to no end by a Mattel children's toy or product back when we were just little peckerheads.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're good at it.
I couldn't name any. I couldn't name any of their specific, all-time great products, but I certainly recognize the name. Did Mattel make the Barbie doll?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep, there you go, right there.
I watched, I think it was called The Toys That Made Us or something like that.
Fantastic show.
And I watched all of them, and I skipped the Barbie. And then after, I was like, well, gosh, I had nothing else to watch. So I watched the Barbie. That was surprisingly entertaining.
It was a very good one.
Did Mattel make G.I. Joe? The original G.I. Joe?
Hasbro? Let's see.
I don't know. I don't follow these things.
Yeah, it was Hasbro.
All right. And Mattel is still pumping out kids' toys. That's a hell of a run for those folks. Hell of a run.
Heck yeah.
So what the hell could go wrong over there at the Mattel shop? How could those wonderful people make a Stupid News report? Well, the word is there's a movie coming out, or maybe it's already out. It's a movie called Wicked.
Oh, yes, with Ariana Grande. Yep, there's a lot of buzz about this movie.
I've been hearing it too, Ashley. Everywhere I go. You've met my circle of friends.
Oh, yeah, I bet you guys.
It's all we've been talking about.
Yep.
People rave about the musical.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie called Wicked.
I think it comes out next week.
Yes.
You know what, Josh? You know this. Ali G referred to everything as Wicked.
Yeah, we used to say Wicked back in the day.
I miss him. I miss
Bring
Ali
it back.
G.
I like it.
I don't know why Ali G didn't become a bigger deal.
He was great.
He should have had multiple movies.
I'm kind of surprised. I mean, Borat, great. But I'm surprised Ali G didn't have similar success.
I agree.
Maybe
Right.
that actor is more difficult to work with
That's possible.
than the guy that plays Borat.
That's possible.
651-989-9393 is our text number.
What do you know about the guy who plays Ali G? Is he more easygoing than the guy who played Borat? So, there's
Or
a
the guy who played Bruno. What's he like, too? Let's throw a third actor into the mix.
movie coming out called Wicked. Wicked is how you say it. And Mattel made up some dolls, character dolls from the movie. Like, say, it says here, you can get a Glinda doll or an Elphaba doll. These are characters from the movie. Some of you might have already bought them for your ungrateful children. So the F-up that went down at Mattel, they accidentally printed the website address. I should state that differently. They accidentally printed the address for a porn website on the boxes of the dolls.
Wicked-themed dolls from Mattel are being pulled from stores after the company mistakenly listed a porn site on the packaging. Mattel issued a brief press release about the naughty mix-up saying, "We deeply regret this unfortunate error and are taking immediate action to remedy this." Adding, "For a handy link to our full press release, please go to handyfullrelease.com." And we did it again, didn't we? Yeah.
It can happen. So the website on the doll's boxes is wicked.com, which is a pornographic website. I could have told you that. Wicked Pictures is a company that produces porno movies. They've been around for a long time. So the website on the doll's boxes is wicked.com. That's porno. Josh, in the year 2013, the porn parody of the year was a Wicked Pictures production called Inglorious Bitches.
That's awesome.
Is Inglorious one word or two? Because I think two might be funnier.
It's one.
It's just one?
Yeah.
They missed out. Turkey Butt McGee says, can you imagine how much the misprint boxes will be worth? Yeah, that'd be something to hold on to for sure.
$10, $12 maybe down the line.
Have you guys ever, you purchased something and saw a website on the box and thought, oh, I got to check that out?
Never.
I only have if it's like for instructions, take a look at this.
No, I've never noticed that kind of thing. Wicked Pictures. Jenna Jameson, she was a wicked girl for years, meaning she only made movies for their company. Chasey Lane was another. Stunning. One of the most stunningly beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Chasey Lane. If you don't know, look her up. By damn, she was a wicked girl. So, the website on the doll's boxes is wicked.com, which is porno. The correct website that should have been printed on the boxes is wickedmovie.com.
I wonder if this is a translation error. I'd imagine those weren't produced here in the States, is what I mean.
You probably knocked it out of the park right there, Josh.
Right.
Maybe.
Yep.
I mean, I guess I don't know how that works, but.
You're probably right. So folks have been losing their minds over this. You know the types, the how am I supposed to explain this to my children people. They're all over soulless social media complaining and crying up and down. One person went online and said, Mattel.
Whoa.
Dear Mattel, I was so excited after I brought your toy home, and I went to Wicked.com to see more Wicked products, but I was met with hardcore pornography. This is unacceptable. I expect reimbursement.
Did anybody tell them to do better?
That's a good one, isn't it?
Mattel admitted to the F-up. They say they deeply regret the error. They advise parents to discard the packaging for the dolls or scratch out the link. And they're also taking immediate action to replace the old stocked products with the correct packaging. The movie Wicked, at least what I have in front of me, it says it opens November 22nd.
Evil Garbage Man Jesus, who has a Massachusetts phone number, said, wicked is a huge term in Massachusetts. Like it's wicked raining or wicked cold.
Oh, I like that.
I forgot about that. I had heard that before.
I've heard that as well.
We used to say wicked like that's cool.
Yeah.
Like somebody be like, oh, I saw Iron Maiden last night. Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
In the 80s, that was a big one. Anyone look up Chasey Lane?
I'm afraid to on my work computer.
Yeah.
Oh, but you got a cell phone.
Oh, true.
It looks like people are already selling these on eBay for $500.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. People are quick.
Don't know that that's worth the $500.
Who the hell's gonna hand someone $500? Well, this is what I've been waiting on right here. You guys know that I live to throw my opinion in on one of those "Am I the a-hole" type online conversations. Who's the a-hole? Am I the a-hole? I don't care which. I got to get in there, Cubby. Reddit.
I love those.
Reddit is my effing jam.
I like those. I mean, you guys have probably been in that situation yourself, haven't you, where you think, gosh, maybe I'm the a-hole in this situation.
Plenty of times.
I don't know that I've never posed the question online for strangers' help, but I've definitely asked people in my circle of friends.
So a complete stranger seeks our help here. So here we go. Let's play Who's the Real A-Hole? A dude says, what did he say now? He said he meant to be helpful to his neighbor, but it's been taken the wrong way. The dude, let's call him Dick. Dick went ahead and he posted all this on Reddit. He said he lives in an apartment complex across from a married couple, and the husband hangs the wife's clothes to dry on their balcony. But the husband drapes the items over the railing without securing them with clothespins and such, so the lightweight pieces of laundry, like bras and underwears, they come a-floating in the wind over to Dick's place. The bras and underwears land on Dick's deck.
I remember growing up, my parents would use the clothesline all the time. To the point where I don't even remember if we had a dryer. We used that clothesline so much.
We were also clothesline people.
And I would be very embarrassed. Now, keep in mind, I grew up in a commune when, like, aunts or my grandma or my mom would hang unmentionables out there because we'd be back there playing football with friends or something like that. And there's the clothesline. And so I'd cover them up oftentimes just because, you don't want your buddies giving you crap over that. And there was nothing like that you'd see at a Victoria's Secret, more like a J.C. Penney.
Like a Sears.
Yeah, Sears would be a good one.
Boy, I don't remember if
if Northern Tool and Equipment sold women's underwear.
I don't remember if my mother ever hung her drawers from the clothesline. I really don't think so, but they were very useful. They were everywhere back in the day.
I got knocked out by one.
Dude, I was just going to say, they were useful until you were effing off as a teenage kid and running through somebody's yard. They mangled a couple of my buddies when they ran into somebody's clotheslines in the pitch black running from the cops. One dude almost lost it. The eye almost came out.
Oh, owie.
Because he smoked himself into the, not the poles that hold, but I'm talking about the actual clothesline. What happened to you?
So I've been knocked out 3 times in my life, and that was the first time we were playing football, and I'm going out for probably what would have been an amazing catch.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I'm running, and I catch it was a decent catch. But so I made a football move. I turned to go towards the end zone, and unfortunately for me, there was a clothesline pole right there.
You hit the post, not the lines.
Yeah, my cousin and my brother and some of the neighborhood kids said it was the funniest sound of all time. I don't remember. I saw stars when I woke up, but that's the first time I was knocked out. That was pretty miserable for me. I think they enjoyed that quite a bit.
Heck yeah, that would have been awesome.
Oh, I had the world's biggest egg on my forehead for a while.
So here's Dick again. Dick lives in an apartment complex, married couple across the way. Husband hangs the lady's drawers and whatnot to dry on their balcony every once in a while when it's windy. Bras and underwears land on Dick's deck. Now, Dick says mistakes happen, so I take any bras and underwears, I take them on inside my apartment. I make sure they get properly dried.
Oh, no.
Oh, I wring them out into my mouth.
Of course, it got weird.
And then I hold on to them until I can awkwardly return them the next morning. Okay, the next morning?
Little odd.
What do you mean you make sure they get properly dried? You put her bras and underwears in your dress? Anyway, the wife is obviously embarrassed, but thankful. This is Dick speaking. The wife is obviously embarrassed, but thankful towards me for not letting her lingerie get lost.
That's so weird. So, they'd go out at night expecting to see the lingerie and everything, and then it's all gone.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it with him.
The floating drawers routine has gone on for months. Dick says it's like clockwork. Every week, the wife comes by the apartment to retrieve her panties and such the next morning. But Dick says her husband has become annoyed with him. The husband says that keeping his wife's drawers and boulder holders overnight is creepy. He said if Dick was a normal person, he'd return those items right away.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
I think I'd just call and say, hey, your underwear's on my deck again.
You're not even touching it.
If you want to come grab it.
Sure.
I wouldn't feel comfortable touching it.
Now, Dick also says this now. He says, I'm the one, referring to the husband, I'm the one making up for his mistakes and returning the lingerie at my earliest convenience. Like a good neighbor should, he said. I get that they're very intimate items, but I feel like I'm innocent here. So there you go. That's what Dick cut loose on Reddit, folks.
It does seem to me after the first time, though, at this point it's on the people who own those items. Get an extra clothespin or a staple gun or whatever you need to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why is Dick hanging on to these friggin' items overnight?
Yeah,
well, I think we know.
He doesn't need to do that. Yeah.
That's extra creepy.
Come on, man.
Hey, I'm just a good guy. That's all I am.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll tell you this much. The social media dorks, they're going with Dick on this one. They're saying he's a good neighbor and he's not in the wrong. The wife is in the wrong. The husband is in the wrong for letting this situation persist for so long that a few clothespins could solve instantly. No one seems to be mad at Dick for what he has done.
It's one of those where I think I'd give him the benefit of the doubt, but I would look at him a little funny. You'd be a little on guard around Dick, wouldn't you?
100%.
Yes.
I'm uncomfortable around Dick.
There is absolutely no reason, and you're not alone, there is absolutely no reason why this man should be keeping these items overnight and making sure they dry properly. What the hell's the matter with you? What are you, some kind of a laundry purist or something, for Christ's sake? Hand them back over. I love a good guessing game. By God, I do. I do, by God. So here we go. Who doesn't know the story about the lady from Thailand and her vagina? Sound off. Say your name.
I do not know the story.
Oh, I asked you to say your name.
I did it.
Wapple.
Ashley.
Ashley.
Dana.
Dana. All three of you. What did doctors find in a lady's vag after it had been accidentally left there for a clean 18 years? The gal was uncomfortable for nearly 2 decades. Doctors finally found what in her cooter? Let's start with Ashley.
One of those period cups.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
A period cup.
I could see that happening.
I have a friend. She was very granola-y, and she used one of those. Is that kind of why you use one, Ashley? Or
yeah.
I don't. By you, I mean the
so.
collective you.
I'm not sure because I've never really gone down that route.
But with friends, have you had a friend that used it and then explained?
They said it's just more comfortable.
Oh, okay.
I understand they'll etch your name on the side of that cup.
Yeah.
Wapple, what did they find?
Show me condom.
Condom. And Dana, your guess, again, this is a gal in Thailand, 18 years. She's been feeling something down there, and doctors finally kicked it loose. We have period cup and condom. Those guesses have already been made. Dana?
My guess was condom, so I'll change it up. I'll say a Lego minifig.
A figure?
Mm-hmm. The correct answer
That would suck.
is a needle.
Oh,
Yowzers.
How in the world?
I'll give your vagina a needle.
A needle. Apparently, doctors are to blame. Not the same ones that punched it out for her. Doctors from 18 years ago are to blame. They forgot the needle in her cookie when she gave birth to one of those babies 18 years ago. They dropped the needle while stitching her up after childbirth.
Oh my gosh, that's horrific.
You know, a friend of mine once said, Josh, he said, put an extra couple stitches in there for Daddy, will you?
Oh, didn't he get, like, real trouble with the...
With the wife?
No, I thought, like, the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor.
Or maybe somebody else told me a similar story.
Oh, it was just a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know somebody who said that.
Really?
Somebody told me, that they had said it, and or they had a friend that said it and got some serious trouble with the OBGYN.
Yep,
no.
that's a huge no-no.
I thought that was... I thought it was all just a joke. You know people who actually have requested that?
Well, I think it's an old joke, right? And so, I know it was a buddy telling me, I can't remember if he said he did it or a friend did it, and it went very poorly.
Well, that's a very interesting. So the lady's been in pain forever. She finally went in to see a doctor. A doctor apparently tried to, quote, use his fingers to retrieve the needle, but he couldn't reach it. My God. So they currently have this poor gal lined up for surgery. It says here the surgery has to be postponed, or had to be. The surgery has had to be postponed 2 or 3 times because the needle kept moving around inside her. The needle is thinking on its own. It knows what's going on. It doesn't want to leave. Hell, it's been there for 18 years. That's home for that needle.
Oh, my gosh. Ouch.
I'm guessing she'll sue the living hell out of the hospital who left the needle
Heck yeah.
in her front butt all those years ago, but I don't know that for sure. 18 years.
God darn it. If she's sexually active, I bet that guy's thinking, everybody knows I'm not big enough to feel a needle up there. That'd be my second thought. Of course, first would be concern for my partner. And second would be like, now they know.
Holy buckets. How the hell did that gal walk around town for 18 years?
Oh, I can't imagine how much that hurt.
But I've heard stories like that before where things are left inside you when you have an operation.
Yeah, like a cloth or something.
It seems like it happens quite a bit to hear stories like that.
Man, you don't got someone there at the ass end of the operation that's kind of a cleanup person that just makes sure all tools and everything are accounted for?
On Seinfeld, wasn't a junior mint that Kramer dropped into somebody? I
From
think
the observation deck?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I've told you before, one of the most hellacious beer parties we ever had when my brother and I lived together when we were 19, 20 years old. One of the most hellacious beer parties we ever had. The entire house was destroyed. It was just a gong show, including my brother punching through 2 windows. And his arm was just spraying blood. It was just out of control night, as you can clearly understand. Punches his arm through a couple of windows, and he's being stitched up. Not only did he get tended to by a paramedic team, but he also went to the hospital to be stitched up. And 4 or 5 days later, when he moved that arm, you could hear crunching. And so they had to open him back up again, and they left like 60% of the glass in his damn arm.
Oh. How do you mess that up?
I don't know.
That's the
New
reason
guy,
you're in
maybe?
there.
New guy in the corner puking his guts out. They left it all in there. Okay.
Eric Shin Jesus on the topic of putting extra stitches in as a joke.
Yeah.
He said he did that old joke. My wife looked at her and said, better make it 4 or 5. He needs all the help he can get.
Oh!
Eric said, damn it.
You walked right into that one,
That's
Eric.
good.
Stupid bastard, you. Evil invisible trampolines. Have you heard the horror stories yet?
I haven't, but I always thought that was kind of a cool gimmick.
Oh,
Those
this is the
invisible trampolines.
This is the first I've seen of them. You were aware of the invisible trampolines?
Yes, like they're just on the ground level.
Yeah.
Like some trampoline parks have them.
Oh, I've never seen such a thing. All right. The evil invisible trampolines. They're apparently swallowing up the elderly in Australia. And the sad-ass old-timers are never seen or heard from again.
No.
It says here a playground in a place called Sydney, Australia, had to be closed down because old folks were being mangled by invisible trampolines. There's video. It's gory. In one video, Father Time is cruising up and down at this playground in his little mobility scooter. And he can't make out that there's a trampoline right in front of him because they're built, like Josh was saying, right into the ground, if you can follow that. Like an in-ground pool as opposed to an above-ground pool.
Okay.
This video is good.
In this case, you can't tell at all. I mean, the way it's designed, there's no, if you don't know it's there, I don't blame anybody for falling into that thing.
I absolutely would have broken something if you put me in front of this invisible trampoline. Like I said, I wasn't even aware that these existed. So,
at least in the angle of the video, it looks like that'd be very difficult to tell.
Here's Sewer Repair Jesus, who tells you, Josh, they were called Jumpalines until your mother got one. And then they changed.
Oh, come on.
You know, she's a God-fearing Christian, and that's how you choose to treat her?
What did she do near 50 years ago?
What did she... Oh, she was almost a nun. Is that what you mean?
She gave birth to you.
Oh, she did, yes.
She's the one who created and gave you life. But yet people still say these things. Here's a listener who said they cracked their skull open on an in-ground trampoline.
Oh, did you know? Let us know. Did you know it was there, or were you just messing around?
So, in this video, and again, be cautious if you plan to watch this video. Old guy's on his mobility scooter. He can't make out that a trampoline is dead ahead. And he goes down, and it just chews him up and spits him out. There's a burst of flames. There's the sound of breaking bones, blood-curdling screams, and then you never see this man again. Stupid kids are falling into the damn things, too. Old folks are walking into them. So you got kids. But it's mostly the Jurassic folks who are dying by the dozen. An elderly lady fell into one of the in-ground trampolines. It broke her nose for her. It erased her ability to taste and smell.
Oh.
The trampoline did that for her, too. That's how badly she broke her face. She can no longer taste or smell
That's
for the rest of her life. Oh, here's this guy who said he broke his skull. I got it here somewhere. Here it is, Josh. Guy said, I cracked my skull open on an in-ground trampoline. I knew it was there. Set in the ground with culvert piping, shot back and rang my dome. I don't know if I can completely picture that, but I'm sorry to hear that.
Man, yeah, me too.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Those things do seem dangerous. I mean, if you kind of go a little too left or right, you're on the ground.
Yep.
Trampoline parks, you said.
Yeah. There's not like anything holding you in there.
I haven't been to one of those. You've had to take various children there?
Oh, yeah, plenty of birthday parties that he's gone to.
Okay.
I don't like those. They're so dangerous.
I've been to one. It's fun for about a minute and a half, and then you're kind of like, I'm kind of tired, actually.
I just don't want to
It is
get like
exhausting.
bullied by the kids. That's what I mean by dangerous. There's so many kids, and they're so mean.
Ashley, you have never been more right. The kids at the trampoline parks, they make fun of moms and dads out there, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
My feelings are still hurt.
All right, we can blow through this one real quick. Get it out the way. A scumbag, limp dick automobile driver out there in New York got himself arrested for intentionally crashing into a fellow lady driver.
Oh my God, what is he doing?
Babe, what happened?
I had an accident. Oh my God. This guy just reversed into me. What the hell is going on? Just got off the phone with the police and they let me know that they made one arrest.
What the hell?
What the hell?
That's terrifying.
There's audio of the crash. It was all part of an insurance scam. We got to get rid of these bitches, the scam artists.
I agree.
There should be harsher penalties for sure.
Here's the deal. A woman was driving on the highway. Can you picture such a thing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's driving on the highway when a gray car cut in front of her, slams on the brakes. The woman was able to brake and avoid a crash. But then the gray car reversed into her car and then pulled forward again. The puke bags in the car upped and got out, and they acted like they'd been rear-ended. And they took video of the damage on their stupid cellular telephones. oh, God, what did you do? You totally rear-ended us kind of a thing, okay? My blood pressure climbs just talking about this kind of stuff. The whole gimmick is apparently part of a popular scam called the swoop and squat scam. The general idea is that people stage crashes like this, get insurance to pay out or threaten lawsuits, and then they split the money.
I had something kind of similar happen to me once, and it was an old lady. She stopped fast in front of me, so I slam on my brakes, and she gets out, and she's like, oh, you hit me. And I did not. I mean, you could tell our cars were, I was maybe, 6 feet away from her, but she says I hit her, right, after she stopped fast. And at the time, I was driving a loaner vehicle from a dealership, and I called them to let them know what happened. They said, all right, just tell her to come in. We'll take a look at the car. They called me, and they said, yeah, this is BS. She's got some damage, but it's from we can tell this was from a long time ago. But they decided to fix her car anyways. They just figured it was better than a bad review online and going
That's
through.
so bogus.
Yeah,
So this was a scam.
Oh, yeah, it worked. Yeah, they said that this was definitely a scam. The vehicle I was driving, they could tell I didn't hit her. I was nowhere near hitting her, but they bought it.
Next time, throw a friggin' in-ground trampoline in her way.
Oh, I would have took her out.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to give up reading stories like this. So many of us are just worthless, hopeless and worthless. Here's some good news. In this particular case, the lady had a dash cam set up on her car, and it showed the truth. The dash cam showed the car cutting in front of her, backing into her, and then the terrible community theater acting job by the buttholes that got out of the car. One sorry little bitch involved in this stupid scam has been arrested, and he's effing done. He's preparing to suck down up to 7 years in prison.
Makes me want to get a dash cam again.
Yeah,
Just
seriously.
to avoid something like that.
What do they want for one of those things, a dash cam?
Mine was a couple $100, I think. I mean, and this was, 2015. So I'd imagine now the quality for around a couple $100 is way better.
And that's not a problem. In the amount of time it takes you to say a couple $100, you make a couple $100.
That's true. In a way, I almost lose money by saying that.
Right.
It's kind of a strange deal.
So look out for this. The story says more and more people are coming forward saying that low-life vomit bags have tried to pull this scam on them. I hate us so damn much. I really do. I just hate us at this point, and there's no turning back.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Like a ritual, like when we lose, I ain't even getting a shower till early this morning. I just be mad, I just brush my teeth. But it's like I don't deserve soap, I don't deserve to do all that. I'm just focused on like trying to get back and trying to make sure that our players mentally understand and know that I let them down, that they didn't do it.
All right, dude. That's Syracuse men's head basketball coach. Is it Fran Brown?
Fran Brown.
He says he doesn't shower after losses. Well, how's that club doing this year?
I thought they were doing okay.
This guy's about ready to smell like unmitigated ass if they don't do well.
So, yeah, he hasn't showered. He waited until yesterday to shower after their loss over the weekend. And he said he doesn't even sleep with his wife. If he loses, he doesn't deserve soap. Only winners get soap.
He doesn't deserve soap.
That's what he
Everybody
said.
deserves soap.
No. Only winners get soap in his mind.
Well, who is sleeping with his wife then if he's not doing it?
He didn't say.
He didn't say?
Maybe one of the players. Dana's volunteered. By the way, we hate your right ears, so we're only going to talk into your left ears from here on out. You guys seeing those texts? Apparently, we're only coming in on the left side.
There's something wrong with the radio station. There's something wrong with our signal. Yeah, I think I got one of those texts, and I said, look, what can we do? The hamster is tiring on the wheel at this point, and things are likely to shut down at any minute. Well, okay, that's the route he takes. He doesn't shower after losses. I think the guy should take it a little easier on himself. Timberwolves playing Oregon tonight against the Portland Trailblazers. You know anybody out that way, Josh?
Portland? No.
Oregon.
No. Oh, wait, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm an idiot.
Are
What
they
up, Cole?
insane?
No, but he works at a pot farm.
Okay.
At least he did last time he told me what he was up to. Yeah, Cole, my man.
That's cool.
A friend of mine, one of my best friends growing up, moved out to Oregon. And now he's insane.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's totally out of his mind.
I hear it's pretty great out there.
Timberwolves and Portland Trailblazers, 9 o'clock tonight on that FanDuel setup. The Miami Dolphins defeated the Los Angeles Rams last night on Monday Night Football. Plenty more to cover when Randy Shaver stops by. Till then, we'll take a break, come back with Josh's news report.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
When you have sports mixed with your pop culture, along with humor and celebrity interviews, your earbuds are enjoying The Rich Eisen Show. Terrell Davis, former NFL player for the Denver Broncos.
When I played, if I had to get a message out, it was probably through my agent, or I had to tell somebody in the media. Now, I can just tweet it. I can just put it on social media. You hear a lot of things that you don't want to hear, and then your family hears it, they tell you about it. So it's definitely a different environment.
Search for The Rich Eisen Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
It's a bizarre thing, but it's not probably uncommon, in this day and age.
It wasn't pesky vermin or the normal settling of house noises on an old house making noises in the middle of the night. It was something else living in the crawl space under a California family's home.
Oh, was it a kid named Ronnie?
It was a 27-year-old naked man.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that stuff. I love the stories of the people living in your walls.
And when they're
stuff
naked,
fascinates me.
It just adds a layer.
Nude? He had no clothing, no wears?
Nothing. Not a stitch of clothing on him.
How long had he been living there?
They think it could have been weeks, but it could have been even a year.
No.
They say they'd been hearing the noises for several weeks, maybe a couple months, but they assumed it was just animals under the house.
Couple of toilet flushes maybe in the middle of the night.
Well, no, this was a crawl space, so there's no toilet down there.
Oh, so he never snuck around the house, got something to eat, used the John?
Nothing like that.
Okay.
It was usually late at night, so we just brushed it off, said the woman's son-in-law. But on Thursday night, the noises got louder. It sounded like knocking. As my wife walked around, it was like something was knocking back from under the house. And that's when she said, something's not right. And it wasn't. There was a naked dude under there, so the family called police. Officers arrived and found the man in the crawl space, but he refused to come out. Even after bringing in dogs and using tear gas, he still wouldn't budge.
Oh, wow.
I am not coming out.
Finally, hours later, police had to use even more tear gas to get him out. The family suspects he'd been in there at least 6 months, maybe up to a year.
F me running.
They said they'll be securing the crawl space to prevent anything like that from happening again.
That's not cool, dude.
That's going to keep that family from getting a good night's sleep for quite a stretch of time, I would imagine.
Yeah,
I would have to move.
creepy.
I just wouldn't be able to live in that house anymore. That would mess me up so much.
I hear critters often enough, and I'm assuming they're on our roof. I've checked the attic before. Well, when we first moved in, we had some in the attic.
Oh, have you seen The Exorcist?
And since then, I have seen The Exorcist.
That's kind of how it started, with some noises up in the attic.
But I'm pretty sure it's just squirrels on the roof. But after reading that story last night, I thought maybe I should check for a 27-year-old naked guy.
Yeah, I think you should check.
How did he live? How did he survive if he just laid there? He must have been walking around the house and eating their food and drinking their water, or else he'd have been dead a long time ago.
Well, he would come and go.
Oh, he would come and go.
It was open on the side.
He would go off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Again, I encourage you to watch the terrible, I believe, late 70s movie, Bad Ronald. It'll F you up. If you're like me and you like stories of people living in the walls, I've been saying this for decades, haven't I, Josh? There's one movie, 2 words, Bad Ronald.
No.
A state agency responsible for regulating and enforcing alcohol-related laws in Kentucky is putting the brakes on a business claiming to be a restaurant, but running a strip club instead. A quick scroll through their Facebook page paints a pretty clear picture of what's actually going on. They have posts of half-dressed women stripping poles and invites to big parties for a grand opening. Not exactly the vibe you'd expect if you're looking for steak and potatoes. Investigators found no servers, no dining tables, no kitchen staff, just a menu with pizza and a stash of 10 frozen pies. While the club did post a new menu online several days ago with more options, it wasn't enough to convince anyone that they were serious about food. Detectives came in with a hidden camera and saw what the agency later described as nudity, plain and simple. Metro Alcohol Beverage Control Director Brad Silviera didn't miss words.
They didn't serve an adequate amount of food, and they applied for a license in which they said they were going to serve food, and really all they've served is dances.
The owner, who testified during the investigation, said dancers were brought in to boost business.
So why not just open up a boom boom room?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't think they could get the permit. And, in Kentucky, I should have looked this up. Maybe they can't have, maybe there's some alcohol laws at strip clubs.
Oh, yep.
And so the deal was they wanted to serve booze.
Okay.
And so they tried to get around it with serving food, right?
Sure. Got to be something along those lines, Cubby.
Yeah. The friendly skies have seen a surge in premature deplaning attempts lately. This time, an unruly passenger had to be restrained by crew members after trying to open the emergency exit on a flight to South Korea, as seen in dramatic video on 93x.com.
Will you please just get a grip?
About an hour in, the mile-high mayhem ensued. A 39-year-old passenger occupying a crew jump seat when he wasn't supposed to in the emergency exit area wouldn't go back to his seat.
Oh, my God. Oh, hell no, man. Get your ass on, boy. Get your goddamn ass.
Filmed by the coolest guy in South Korea right there.
Heck yeah.
What's happening there? Is he was singing a song to himself? Or?
No, the guy was trying to open up the emergency exit mid-flight.
Mm-hmm.
He became verbally and physically aggressive, and footage shows the passenger attempting to turn the handle on the escape hatch, which fortunately doesn't budge in flight, despite his multiple tries. He's then surrounded and restrained by flight crew, and upon landing, the air troublemaker was transferred to authorities for further investigation. In a similar disruption in August, a passenger in Australia was arrested after he ripped open the emergency exit of a grounded aircraft and walked along its wing.
What?
Then in Haiti, a Spirit Airlines flight was hit by gunfire from gangs while attempting to land, forcing a diversion to the Dominican Republic.
I heard clock, clock, clock. We recognized the noise as gunshots.
A crew member sustained minor injuries, and the aircraft is now out of service. Officials say it could have been much worse, though.
The gunfire could have brought the airplane down. I mean, if it hit the hydraulic systems, the pilots are going to begin to lose control of the airplane.
The airport temporarily halted operations due to gang-led violence there, and other U.S. airlines canceled flights to and from Haiti due to security concerns. That's pretty scary.
Yeah,
Sitting
that's
on the
terrifying.
tarmac.
Yeah.
The driver of an SUV involved in a hit-and-run in Tempe, Arizona, managed to walk away from a catastrophic crash after running a red light and being T-boned by karma. Witnesses say the driver of the silver SUV rear-ended the victim while he was driving with his daughter. It's unclear how bad the crash was, but instead of pulling over to exchange details, the other driver refused to stop. Early in the video, the other driver can be seen flipping off the victim and his daughter, who was filming him.
Well.
Then things went horribly wrong. After exiting the freeway, the driver ran a red light at an intersection and was T-boned by a pickup truck, sending the hit-and-run driver's SUV airborne as it barrel rolled several times, completely destroying the vehicle.
Run a red light. Oh, my God. Holy what the Oh, my God, dude. Holy hit and run, and then runs a red light.
Oh, my God.
Oh. 911.
Incredibly, the man who shared the video on social media said the driver walked away from the crash seemingly without injury.
That's crazy. That car got smoked.
Oh,
Absolutely
it did. There was not much
destroyed.
left. This is on 93x.com. It's unclear if the driver ran the red light intentionally or was just distracted while running from the previous incident.
It's just that instant karma is the best.
I like that, too. A reckless driver narrowly escaped serious injury after ignoring road closure signs and barriers on a damaged section of a North Carolina interstate. Hurricane Helene caused significant damage to the roadway, where a vehicle ended up plunging 100 feet down an embankment after the driver ignored several warnings because they had someplace to be, apparently. On Saturday, officials took to social media to warn the dumber drivers out there about dangers of disregarding road closures. We want to remind travelers the large orange and white road closed signage and concrete barriers, they're there for a reason. And one of those reasons isn't to drive around them, the fire department said. In the case of the driver who took the 100-foot pant-pooping plunge, when emergency services responded, firefighters performed a complex rope rescue to extract the lone driver, who did suffer some minor injuries in that crash.
The rope rescue, they had to haul that one out, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be honest that I'm pretty flighty behind the wheel at times, where I'll pass a sign and then say to myself, "Oh, wait a minute, what did that say?" You know what I'm? But
I get it. Yeah.
Giant road closed signs, I noticed those sumbitches.
Well, I saw the area. That was certainly on purpose. I mean, it's destroyed from the hurricane. There was tons and tons of barriers there. They just chose to go around it. Cars are falling from the sky in the Midwest, too. A driver in Illinois plunged their vehicle off a mall parking deck yesterday afternoon.
Oh, no.
The crash happened around 12:30 p.m. with police, the local police chief reporting the car fell about 20 feet, and they say the accident was accidental. The driver's injuries were not life-threatening.
Right, smooth off the top of that mall parking ramp.
Yeah, luckily nobody was below at the time. 4 lucky boaters just got the deal of a lifetime, a free Disney cruise. And all they had to do was nearly drown.
I think they did the right thing, that recognizing their capabilities and their limitations, and they called for help early before things got even worse.
A Disney cruise ship heading to its new home in Port Canaveral rescued 4 stranded boaters Sunday morning. While on its transatlantic journey from the Netherlands, the Disney Treasure responded to a distress call around 11:40 a.m. off Bermuda's coast, and officials say they were more than capable.
They were very prepared professional mariners, and they had all the right stuff to keep them safe.
The ship arrived and helped rescue all 4 passengers from the distressed vessel.
It'd be pretty cool if I could legitimately be called a professional mariner.
Yeah, wouldn't it? That would be pretty awesome.
badass.
Like a Seattle Mariner?
No.
Well, that'd be cool, too, actually. I wouldn't mind that. Can you imagine? You've seen a big Disney cruise ship pull up and go, hell yeah, we're going to get rescued by Goofy or something like that.
Need a lift?
Yeah.
A hitman who had essentially already gotten away with murder accidentally busted himself after marching into a police station to complain he hadn't been properly paid for the murder he had so far pulled off.
You got to be effing me.
A year after the crime, police in India reopened the case because the greedy hitman just couldn't keep quiet. Fresh out on bail, he showed up at the station, griping that he was still owed cash for the job. He claimed he'd been promised $24,000 by those who hired him to kill a lawyer last year. But apparently they didn't hold up their end of the bargain, and he was pissed. Initially, police detained the lawyer's ex-husband and in-laws over a heated property dispute, but later released them, and the case went unsolved. Hitman claims he was handed $1,200 up front, and he never got the remaining $22,800 because he was arrested soon after. Finally free, he went back and wanted his cut, only for them to say, no deal. So now he's urging police to take action for being stiffed on his fee, which they may do, but while he's in jail for murder.
Moron.
How does he not understand?
Just think for half a second.
Rage?
Rage got the best of him?
I guess. Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Yeah, I mean, he more or less just walked into a police station and admitted to killing somebody.
Yeah. Hey, I killed someone. I didn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
A 71-year-old Texas man with a history of drunk driving was so drunk, officers felt field sobriety tests were too dangerous for the drunkard.
Jesus.
Now the man will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars after being convicted of driving while intoxicated for the 6th time.
Whoa.
Police received multiple 911 calls about an elderly man who had tailed multiple vehicles on the highway, rear-ended another vehicle, left his front license plate after driving away, and crashed into a dumpster. Police found him at an apartment building, highly intoxicated, showing signs of slurred speech, swaying, and smelling strongly of alcohol. They attempted a field sobriety test, but he was too drunk, and officers felt it was too dangerous to continue. A blood draw showed the Texas man was Wisconsin drunk. He ended up at a .231, nearly 3 times the legal limit. Prosecutors noted that beyond multiple convictions for driving a car while intoxicated, he'd also been convicted of riding a motorcycle drunk and operating a boat while intoxicated. He's looking at 25 years, likely the rest of his life, behind bars.
Ooh, nice, dude. Nice.
Unlike the original PS5 launch in 2020, scalpers are learning the hard way there's no shortage of the new PS5 Pro. In fact, if you have a tiny violin, get it out, because some are reselling them at a loss, which is hilarious.
That's awesome.
Reports show because the PS5 Pro isn't facing the same supply issues as the PS5 did, some scalpers are actually losing money on them, which is bringing a big smile to the faces of gamers who've had trouble getting systems in the past. When the PS5 first came out, supplies were limited due to the pandemic, slowing global production of hardware needed to assemble the console. No such chip shortage now, though, so this time around, scalpers seriously misjudged the market conditions.
That's what you get.
You love to see it.
That is pretty good. Yeah, there was a lot of pretty funny comments online. Nobody feeling bad for these guys,
No.
obviously, especially those that... I mean, Wapo, how long did it take you to get your PS5? How long were you waiting?
3 years? 2 years?
Was it that long?
Yeah, it was a long time.
Oh, man.
But then it's kind of funny because now I see people taking their PS5 to make it a PS Pro, and they put electrical tape over the top.
What is that for? I'm sorry if I'm missing something completely obvious.
The PS5 Pro has like 3 lines on the top that look like electrical tape. So people are putting it on there saying, oh, here's my PS5 Pro.
Oh, to make it look like, okay,
Yep.
Gotcha. X-Men writer Simon Kinberg is developing a new Star Wars trilogy for Lucasfilm, creating a unique post-Skywalker storyline to pull fans into the uncharted parts of the galaxy, new characters, and all new mysteries, closing the 9-movie Skywalker saga. Not sure who asked for this, but I'm sure there's some people out there that might be excited.
There's just a little bit too much Star Wars these days.
I never thought I'd feel that way, but you're 100% right.
Yep.
Details of the plot are currently undisclosed, but it's been clarified that his movies will not continue the original saga initiated by George Lucas in the 1977 original. Other upcoming Star Wars projects in the pipeline include Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian and Grogu series, and 2 untitled films scheduled for release in 2026 and 2027. And for Mass Effect fans, Amazon just announced upcoming television series could be a long-awaited wish fulfilled. Plot details are secret, but the guy who wrote F9 is in charge, Daniel Casey. The adaptation is expected to lean into the high-energy, action-packed aspects of Commander Shepard's story. Past attempts at a Mass Effect film failed, but the Amazon project, which has been in talks since 2021, was greenlit for Prime Video.
That's sweet.
I was just going to ask if anybody here played that game.
Oh, I love it.
Mass Effects.
Such
I mean,
a
yeah,
good game.
they're that's the dudes who came up with the rump shaker.
I think that's different. I think that is different.
I think so, yeah.
What's Mass Effect? Like, what do you do in that game? I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
There's like different aliens and humans, and you try to save the galaxy.
Is that the one where you wanted to hump a particular alien?
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
yeah. Wobble, you had a big boner for that alien.
Oh, that's the game. Okay.
Yeah,
Rump
Liara.
Sorry, what was her name?
Liara.
Liara. Yeah, I remember
Pretty
when you
name.
talked about that, quite a few people texted in and said, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and now in Mass Effect 2, I'm going after Miranda.
Oh, switching it up, Waffle.
You whore.
Yep.
You've got quite the sex life at your house, don't you? Which hand do you keep the controller in, and which... Tonight, Wendy McClendon Covey from The Goldbergs and David Alan Grier are set to star in the premiere of the new NBC series St. Denis Medical, a sitcom about a nurse promoted to supervising an understaffed ER. And now streaming on Disney Plus, the highly anticipated premiere of Deadpool versus Wolverine. Karen on Will and Grace, Megan Mullally, 66 today. Al Michaels, 80.
Wow.
Sobriety's looking good on you, Quad Leader Jesus. Chipman Jesus texted in, he's proud of you, as are we. And a similar congratulations to Box Tossin' Jesus, 2 years sober as of last Sunday.
Awesome.
Happy birthday to Chase, entering the double digits today from your awesome dad, hung like a field mouse, Jesus. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
He's a pay-per-view turd.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
We got to pull those experiences.
Coach, your cell phone's as bad as the offense right now.
All right, we'll put them on hold and see if we can reestablish.
Yeah, Randy Shaver.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're not the only radio show constantly crippled by technical issues caused by low funds and indifference from management.
That makes me feel better.
You heard right there audio of, you were just talking about this guy yesterday, Randy Shaver, Chicago Bears head football coach Matt Eberflus.
Yes.
He was doing a radio interview yesterday. His phone kept cutting out. And the smart mouth DJ said, Coach, your cell phone is as bad as the Bears offense right now.
Oh, boy. We got to pull those experiences.
I'm sorry, what happened right there?
We got to pull those experiences.
Coach,
Coach, your cell phone's as bad as the offense right now.
That's why we radio people get rich right there.
Owie.
Lines like
and that will be the parting shot for Matt Eberflus. He is. I think he's toast.
You said yesterday you think he's a goner.
I just don't think he's going to survive this season. He's already been walking the tightrope coming into this year, and I think everybody thought, Caleb Williams, that'll solve all the problems. Caleb Williams in the last 3 games has just been terrible. So, yeah, I just if the trend continues, and the trend has not been good, I just don't see how he survives.
Eberflus is the name you say. Eberflus. Yep. I can't say that I've ever heard. Do we have any Eberfluses in our listening audience? 651-989-9393. If you are an Eberflus. Boy, that one sounds like a rare one to me. But I'm curious now. Oh. All right, Randy. Terribly over the hill Mike Tyson.
Oh, gosh.
And that YouTube kid, Jake Paul, are scheduled to put on their patty cake, fake boxing match on Friday night.
Yeah.
Excited?
No one should be fooled. This is no different than those celebrity boxing matches from back in the late 90s, which were fun, no question. Josh, you remember some of those great celebrity boxing matches we got in the late 90s? I believe we got to see... Well, I remember some of the athletes. We got to see Manute Bol box against William the Refrigerator Perry.
Yep. Screech and Horshack.
That was
that was a good pairing.
Screech from Saved by the Bell, Horshack from Stinkin' Welcome Back Kotter. Randy Shaver, did you watch these shows? Late 90s, it didn't last long.
Right.
Did you watch them?
Yes.
I also like the, was it MTV that had the claymation boxing?
That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, celebrity deathmatch.
As far as the real live human beings, I don't know we've done this before. My memory sometimes can be very sharp, sometimes not. Who did Joey Buttafuoco box?
Who
was it? Danny Bonaducci.
Danny Bonaducci boxed Jose Canseco.
Okay, remember, was it Vanilla Ice and Todd Bridges?
That sounds right. China boxed, maybe Amy Fisher. Again, all late 90s stuff. But don't be fooled. This Mike Tyson.
It looks like Joey Bonafuoco even boxed China.
Oh, okay. There were multiple shows. Joey Buttafuoco.
Yeah.
All right, so Danny Bonaduce? Barry Williams.
Barry
yeah, that's right. I remember that one.
There was one real notable card.
How do you punch Greg Brady? Come on.
Yeah, really. God, only Marcia gets to do that.
The premier card, their first card, was the one that most of us remember. They must have had further episodes that we already had lost interest in. But sure, Danny Bonaducci and Barry Williams. As far as this Mike Tyson fight with the YouTube kid, if anyone does get hurt or knocked out on Friday, it will be completely accidental. This is being packaged as something serious. It's not. The two of them have this whole fight mapped out already.
I mean, the way it's being packaged and the way it's being talked about, they're trying to make it sound like it's like the greatest fight that's ever happened.
Isn't it silly?
It's laughable. It's just laughable.
I mean, one of them is a 58-year-old man. Did I get the age right for Mike Tyson?
Well, let me
50. Is he 58 years old? That's all you really need to know. I don't care who you were when you were 23, 24.
Yeah, he's 58.
When you're 58, those days are gone. I'm tired of, did you see the video of Mike? He's got some of that. No, he doesn't. He's 58 years old.
He needs to go to bed.
No, he doesn't.
And again, he does need to get in bed. Again, trust me, they have this mapped out. Again, if someone gets knocked out or hurt, it'll be completely accidental. The fight will go the distance. There'll be moments where it looks like Mike is the old Mike, but then he'll get tired and the YouTube kid will carry him for a while. The YouTube kid will win in a decision, and then they'll hug and kiss, and both of them go home with $20 million or something. How about today now? Let's talk, as far as a celebrity boxing match, legitimate, not like what we're going to see Friday. Who would you like to see beat each other? No politicians allowed. No politicians allowed because so many of them are just disgusting and I can't stand to talk about them. What about a real deal celebrity boxing match today?
Maybe like Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill. That'd be fun.
That sounds like a nice matchup.
I'd watch that.
That would be what? 1 2-minute round?
Yeah.
Although I think the Rogan guy must have an incredible reach advantage.
I would think so.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we talked about Minute Bowl and Refrigerator Perry. Forget that reach comment I made because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That would be fun to see. Okay, the biggest star in the world right now is Taylor Swift. Who's her biggest rival?
Well, it used to be Katy Perry.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Katy Perry? And,
there used to be beef there.
The Olivia, and the other one was what?
Olivia Rodrigo, just because
What do you think of that matchup?
the fans don't like each other, so that'd be a big ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go. This would be funny from March Madness, Jesus. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
They're good friends who have this phony beef.
Yeah.
And, they have some pretty good barbs going back and forth.
I would like to see Justin Bieber and Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That's
to
a
watch.
strange pull right there.
Yeah, that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
I
Yeah,
like
they seem
that.
evenly matched.
So, how about the tail of the tape for Friday's fight, Randy Shaver? Some stats. Maybe give folks an idea of what each fighter brings into the match. Who really has the advantage?
Well, for a fight that you don't care a lot about, you're spending a lot of time on it.
Randy, you got to bear with me. It's a bit. It's a bit. You just got to give it some time.
Okay.
If you really thought I was going to talk about training and weight and diet and their experience, you must have just woken up from a coma. It's a bit. Okay. Who really has the advantage here? As far as video game covers go, Mike has been on 4 to Jake Paul's 0.
Ooh.
4 at least, they say. He's been on 4 separate video game covers at least. Jake Paul, 0. Are you writing this down, Josh?
No.
For when money trades hands
I'll
on
hold on
Friday?
to the article. How's that?
And again, I'll say, I know it's sad. I know it is. Well, to some of you. Defeating Mike Tyson in the original Mike Tyson boxing Nintendo video game is one of the greatest accomplishments of my life. I still remember when it was all over with, when I finally beat Mike Tyson. In Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, that's what it was called. I couldn't come up with it. I remember just sitting still and staring into nothingness to try and remember the moment. And it worked. It worked. Because that was a hell of an accomplishment in 1980.
Sure, when you beat the video game you're playing, yes.
And especially
that one for some reason.
Especially that one. It was, and I'm not trying to be hip here and overstate, how everyone claims these days that everything is amazing and everything is a journey. But really, defeating that game in 1987 or 88 was a journey. Bald Bull, that sumbitch was difficult. Soda Popinski. There was so much frustration along the way. I know I'm not the only one who can say that when they finally beat Mike Tyson in the video game Punch-Out, that they took a moment to try to remember and embrace that.
And didn't Glass Joe, he just seemed kind of smug, right? If he didn't beat Glass Joe, he just...
Glass Joe was set. No, you're thinking of Don Flamenco. He was a smug prick.
Well, Don Flamenco was more showy, but Glass Joe just, I don't know, he just had a face that was so smug.
That's why
and his hair.
That's why you knocked his ass in the next week. Okay, tail of the tape here. Mike Tyson and the YouTube kid. Jake Paul was a Disney Channel child actor, where Mike Tyson was not and probably never even received an offer to be a Disney Channel child actor. So that's one for Jake Paul. If you don't know this, he starred in a Disney Channel original series called Bizaardvark.
I literally had no idea.
My youngest used to watch that.
I've never even heard of that.
My godson used to watch Bizarre-Dvark?
I think so.
Starring Jake Paul.
Well, one of the Pauls was on a show he watched. I guess maybe I can't say that was it for sure.
And it says here that Jake Paul's character on Bizarre-Dvark was known for accepting and performing dares. Okay. Now, this will be a tough pill to swallow for Jake Paul. Mike Tyson, a near 60-year-old man, has more Instagram followers than Paul. And when your entire livelihood is social media and you still have less followers than a 60-year-old man, that's embarrassing.
Yep, absolutely. That is for him.
Another advantage for Tyson. He has 3 million more Instagram followers. Jake Paul has a world champion speed skating Dutch girlfriend. Mike Tyson is working on his 3rd marriage.
Yeah, she's something else, too.
Advantage Jake Paul there. You've seen pictures of his world champion speed skating Dutch girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is she anything like that Canadian girlfriend that you had back in the day, Josh?
Not as pretty, but...
She's not as good looking as you.
A better skater.
Better than a Canadian?
Yeah.
Impressive. Now, I don't look at this as much of an advantage for Tyson. Some of you might look at it differently. Mike Tyson has made 2 cameos in the Hangover movie series. Jake Paul has made 0.
His cameo in the first one was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was wildly overrated. Both have made appearances on WWE programming. And now, advantage Tyson here. Mike is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Jake Paul has not fought an official match, but it says here he showed up to a WWE pay-per-view called Crown Jewel to rescue his brother Logan from a terrible attack.
I remember that.
His brother's actually a very good wrestler.
Yeah, he is very
fantastic.
Good.
Mike Tyson,
that, $1 million card that he wears down to the ring too.
That's pretty cool.
A card?
A Pokemon card in a gold chain.
Oh my gosh.
My God.
That's so douchey.
Mike Tyson has made 1 appearance on a television show called Law and Order SVU. Paul has not.
I don't remember that episode.
They both in the episode of Law and Order SVU where Mike Tyson made an appearance, he portrayed a murderer named Reggie Rhodes who had been abused at a young age.
Oh, too bad.
They both have tattoos on their skulls. Mike Tyson has had that tribal-looking face tattoo for years. It was, Randy Shaver, that was one of the signs back in the day that he had completely lost his mind.
Definitely.
Yes. Apparently, Jake Paul has a tattoo on the side of his noggin that appears to be a tiger being overwhelmed by butterflies. Do you have one of those, Ashley?
No, I do not. I don't plan on it either.
And finally, in this tale of the tape between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Mike has spent nearly 4 years of his life in jail. Jake Paul has never done any significant time. So, Randy Shaver, with all that information, what do you think?
Based on the girlfriend, I'm going with Jake Paul.
That's what you're basing it off of? Nice.
And I have, I knew of her from Olympic stuff that I had read about. And so this is the first time that I've ever heard that she was dating Jake Paul. So now I'm on my internet looking at pictures going, what in the world is she thinking? So, yeah.
The number one answer from listeners, like Snow Problem Jesus, ears eaten. Mike Tyson 1, Jake Paul 0.
Yeah, I decided
to there you
left
go.
that one out on purpose just because it did.
Sure.
I mean, sorry, I blew up.
They also missed another big, obvious one that I think this one does hurt Logan Paul. I think even more than the Instagram followers. Amount of pictures taken with my dad, Dale, at the Las Vegas airport. Mike Tyson 1, Logan Paul 0. That's got to hurt.
You have to explain that to us. What?
My dad met Mike Tyson at the Vegas airport a couple months ago.
It's pretty cool.
And took a picture with him.
Yeah, he went and got a picture with him. He said he was very nice, chatting with everybody, taking photos, signing things.
I'll be damned. Back to maybe a viable celebrity boxing match today, as opposed, well, not as opposed to, but comparable to what they did in the late 90s. Listeners are saying David Spade and Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I'd watch the heck out of that.
That sounds like a damn good matchup. Jennifer Aniston versus Angelina Jolie.
Oh. Who won that? David Spade.
Wow.
Anybody know?
I'm sorry?
Who won that fight? I think I'd go Rob Schneider on that one. I could see
it didn't happen yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
These
I thought you
are
were saying that these were some suggestions or ones that had already come in.
These are ideas. Unless I missed one. It is possible that Spade boxed Schneider. Maybe it happened already. I didn't pay that close attention to this gimmick. Chris Collinsworth boxing against Joe Buck.
Well, Collinsworth, he's up there.
No.
Well, what do you mean?
No?
You don't think
He's
that
not
would
up
be
there?
entertaining?
No, I don't think that would be entertaining.
Oh, I think they both would be great at it.
People kind of have a love-hate relationship with both.
Yeah.
So let me kind of sidetrack just a second since you brought up Chris Collinsworth. Nick, did you watch the Gopher game on Saturday?
Yes.
Did you hear the play-by-play guy?
No.
It's Chris Collinsworth's son.
Oh, really?
That's really
right. Am I dreaming that or
don't know? I didn't pay. I rarely pay attention to who's calling the game.
I think he did. I think he does the Big Ten noon games nationally, whatever those games are.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So I mean, if you've watched him on NBC, he does like little bits during the Sunday night pregame show.
Is it Jack?
But he does. Yep, Jack. And he does the full play-by-play. At least he did in the game that I watched.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. And I recognize the name Jack. That much I noticed. Because, for the rest of us who watched the game and paid closer attention to the announcers, I did not. But I did notice that the color commentary individual was constantly calling the lead announcer by his name. He kept saying, Jack, did you see this? How about that hit, Jack? Jack, it was like watching Titanic all over again. So, that's great for Chris Collinsworth's kids. I'm sure it doesn't hurt that the old man's in the business. But
sure it doesn't.
Good for him. Jack Collinsworth is the name. I'll pay closer attention to that sumbitch. How about a celebrity boxing match? You guys would be able to fill in the blanks here because I barely know who these people are. Jason Momoa boxing against Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good.
Really good one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Ben Affleck boxes Matt Damon. Aren't they best?
Doesn't Matt Damon have a rivalry with Jimmy Kimmel or something?
Oh, yeah, it's a fake rivalry. There's been some funny stuff between those two.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
We've got the one that we all need to see. And it's athletes. I know when you name an actor or a singer, to jump in the ring and box, it's a little more entertaining because they likely have no idea what they're doing. Athletes a little less interesting because you expect them to have some abilities. This is the one. This is the one where I'll pay you any amount of money to see Rudy Gobert against Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would be bloodthirsty in front of the television while watching that.
I would enjoy that very much.
Speaking of Mike Tyson, I would want Rudy Gobert to eat his children.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Like Mike Tyson said about Lennox Lewis, I think it was all those years ago.
I think you could throw anybody up against Draymond Green, and it would be a fun match to watch.
Oh, of course.
You could probably say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. Who should he take?
Find somebody to beat his ass.
Fauci?
David
Fauci, that wouldn't work.
Dude.
Who should Aaron Rodgers fight?
Oh, man.
That's a good question. I mean, does he have somebody that...
I can't think.
I guess the easy answer might be Brett Favre.
Yeah,
that's just an easy answer. I don't know. Rodgers is such an oddball. I don't know who Karen has ever crossed personally. Obviously the Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert thing is still pretty fresh. I mean, Draymond Green tried to drown him, or what? Not drown him. It doesn't make any sense. Tried to choke him to death last season.
What about this one from appliance installer Jesus? Aaron Rodgers and Dan Campbell. I'd watch the heck out of that.
Absolutely.
That's kind of an unfair fight, Dan Campbell.
That's why I want to watch it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you know who's going to win that one.
So Rodgers just gets absolutely eviscerated.
I want to hear the announcers, oh, my God, he just literally bit his kneecaps off.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Or like Jay Cutler against Aaron Rodgers.
Jay Cutler seemed too laid back.
Yeah, he wouldn't train. He wouldn't put any effort into it.
That's a good point. He'd need like smoke breaks.
Yeah. that matchup's not doing anything for me. Can we find the audio from? Maybe someone can work on this real quick. Can we find the audio from back in the day where Mike Tyson said he wanted to eat Evander? Was it Lewis?
Take some heavy editing on that one.
Well, I'm sure there's probably some curse words in there. Was it Lennox Lewis or Evander Holyfield where Mike Tyson said he wanted to eat his children?
I think it was Lennox Lewis.
I'll never forget watching that. I could not believe what I was hearing.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lennox is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Pain in the ass it took you so long to find it, but there it was. God dang, he used to just be completely off his rocker. Frightening.
Yeah, frightening.
It's terrifying, yeah.
But that's what made him so much friggin' fun. Now he's like this docile, I hate myself, and I wish I could live my life over again, and I want to love everyone and smoke all the pot, That's why it's so silly that anyone in their right mind is selling this as a legitimate fight on Friday night.
Right.
I'm still going to watch it. I wasn't.
You are?
I wasn't.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
When it first came out, I thought that is so dumb.
What? How much money are you dumping for that?
Oh, it's free. I have Netflix.
Oh.
I shouldn't say free, but I already have Netflix.
Oh, it's free. I had no idea that was a pay-per-view thing.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I have that too, I believe. Friday night? What's going on Friday night? Nothing. Well, maybe I'll be one of the suckers that tunes in.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for it, certainly.
Can somebody text me when the match is seconds away from starting so I don't get suckered in like I did that Mayweather-Pacquiao fight where I spent 5 hours watching a card?
That was crazy.
Oh, my God.
Now, that wasn't the last Mayweather-Pacquiao. It was the second to last, right, Dana?
I can't remember exactly.
I believe it was
2014, I want to say.
Yes, it was a stretch of years ago. I also hosted a party for that fight in my garage. And we sat out there until near 1 o'clock in the morning to watch this absolute powder puff garbage main event. I could not believe how many friggin' people were on the undercard. There were more people on the undercard than there were in the arena that evening. We were going, and one of my friends was so high, we almost had to put him in a casket by the end of the night.
It got to the point where, they would play a promo about, the big main event, and they're like, all right, this has got to be it. This has got to be it.
Nope.
All right, here's Don the Wrecker against, so-and-so. And you're like, oh, okay.
The Mayweather-McGregor fight was kind of the same. There was so much lead up to that. It took forever.
It's such a scam now. The whole friggin' schmear is such a scam. Don't get me wrong, Dana, I like having people over, but by the end of that night, I was so sick of every one of my friends, I thought I might never call them again. They were in my garage for 7 hours, and like I said, the one guy was just way too high. I wanted to choke him to death.
I had friends that came over, and everybody was excited for the fight, all jacked up, and then some of our friends were like, all right, I'm calling it. I'm going home. You text me in the morning. Let me know who wins.
A few of my friends went home, too. That was so terrible. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill playing in last night's Monday Night Football game. He hurt himself during a touchdown celebration.
Dummy.
I mean, it's not a bad one from what I understand, but he has himself a fresh back injury now. So in the third quarter, Hill scores a touchdown, and he and fellow wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. I had no idea that Odell Beckham Jr. still had a job in the National Football.
He's still playing, yeah.
So Hill and Odell Beckham Jr. went all in on what they call here in the story a professional wrestling-inspired celebration, and Hill landed on his ass neck. Now, I saw the gimmick. I haven't watched television wrestling in a while. I couldn't really make out what they were trying to do. Maybe a double clothesline? It looked stupid. But I guess he landed on his back, and he expects to miss some practice.
Practice?
One of my favorite bits of all time. athletes hurting themselves while celebrating. It's not a bad one, but it still counts. The Dolphins beat the Los Angeles Rams. I understand there was record ratings on this one.
Yeah.
Speaking of watch parties, mine was off the hook for that game last night.
Did you watch it? Seriously?
No,
you don't. Local 34, Jesus said Netflix claims the fight will be 4.5 hours. So obviously probably the last half hour.
Yeah, I think I'll skip it now that we brought up that friggin' pack.
The broadcast will be 4.5 hours?
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's
ridiculous.
I'll always walk with Elias. Jesus says it starts at 7 and there's 6 fights before the main event.
Just forget it. Forget it.
Chill out.
It's so terrible. Here's a blast from the past, Randy Shaver. Former NFL player and coach, former Viking back in the 90s, Jack Del Rio.
Oh, boy. I know.
Here's what he's been doing for a living lately. He is a senior advisor to University of Wisconsin football head coach Luke Fickell.
He was.
But Jack was arrested a few nights ago after allegedly driving drunk and crashing into a street sign and then crashing
somebody's yard
and crashing into a fence and then crashing into somebody's
and walking away from it.
Oh,
and
smart.
then you're correct, then walking away. So he lost his job.
Not good.
Lost his gig, or he resigned. Well, you know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a choice. You know, he didn't have a choice either.
So I guess that's the end of that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Even before this incident, I got to say, Jack Del Rio, I didn't hear good things. I didn't hear good things about Jack Del Rio.
He just never really, I mean, he was a head coach. He's been a coordinator. He just never really found the success that he had as a player. Just never really happened for him.
Well, you know, he got a couple of head coaching jobs along the way, didn't he? I'm just saying, as a person, I heard that he was one difficult prick. That's what I've heard.
Well, which is probably why he didn't have the kind of success that he probably was hoping to have as a coach.
Right.
Which is why he ended up as an advisor at the University of Wisconsin. It just never worked out for him.
Back to his D. Dubsky real quick. Like we discussed, he ended up in somebody's yard, and witnesses pointed him out to the cops as Del Rio was walking away from the area. So the cops showed up and said, well, where's the driver? And someone in the neighborhood said, he's walking down the road right there.
Yeah.
Here's another one of those stats where it's sort of interesting, and then I guarantee you forget all about it within seconds. There's a lot of that going around. On Sunday in that Jacksonville game, the Vikings became the first team to win a game with 0 touchdowns and 3 turnovers since the year of 2006. Really? They're the first team, and then I already forgot. You know what I mean? Hasn't this been done already? Prime Video is cutting loose with a program called It's in the Game, which is a John Madden docuseries. Hasn't this been done?
Not that I know of.
This is about the game specifically, right? There was a John Madden.
Oh, it's about the creation of the game.
The history of it.
The video game. Yeah.
Yep.
It looks
I
pretty
remember
cool.
talking to the kids who weren't really into sports. We would connect on things that normally we wouldn't connect on.
The joy and the fun of the first time you played Madden with your friend, we have to pay homage to that. That's a magic thing.
Okay, that's audio from the movie, the show. What do you call it? The docuseries? November 26th. You can watch.
I think I'll watch that.
Yeah, I definitely will. The trailer got.
I have some interest in that.
I'll probably be rewatching the Tyson Paul fight on November 26th. So the Madden franchise, as you know, it went mental. The most influential video game of all time. The docuseries will specifically focus on the video game and its rise to popularities. But Josh, you were saying the other Madden project was what?
That was about the man.
The man.
This is about the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. John Robinson checked out on us, Randy.
It's really funny. And no offense to John Robinson, I guess I thought he'd already checked out.
You son of a bitch. That's my bit.
I was a little surprised when I read it. I'm like, oh, geez, I thought he was. Yeah.
I also can't lie. I thought he had already died.
He, he was the face of the USC Trojans for so many years. I know he was the coach of the Rams, and a lot of people will remember him for that. But for me, growing up, John Robinson was the face of USC football. So,
89 years old. Yep. John Robinson died. They say here complications from pneumonia, and that sounds awful.
Yeah,
but you're right. I mean, when he was coaching UFC. When he was coaching USC, University of Southern California, in the late 70s, they were terrific.
They were dominant.
They won 4 Rose Bowls. They won a national title. Now, it didn't hurt. You had Marcus Allen running the football. But anyway.
No, they always got the greatest running backs in the country would go to USC. They were a running back factory at that time.
And then, like you said, he went on to coach the L.A. Rams. So, I mean, this guy owned Southern California football.
He did. Yep, he did.
And he seemed like a very likable guy.
He did, too. I was just going to say he was everything that I've read about him. I've seen a few interviews about him that he's a very, very good coach. He was he's old school, but he was a very, very good coach and a good person. So,
yes, he certainly was. Jeremy Roenick, Shea Weber, Pavel Datsyuk, Natalie Darwitz, and Chrissy Wendell went on into the Hockey Hall of Fame yesterday. A couple of Minnesota
That's
gals,
awesome.
huh?
Yeah. What a great picture of the 5 of them with the rings.
Good for Chrissy Wendell and Natalie Darwitz. I mean, two of the best ever lace them up from this part of the world. Boy, did I hate Roenick's guts. Oh, I hated him. And Datsyuk, I hated him,
you weren't alone.
Too. You also hated Jeremy Roenick?
No, I'm just saying hockey. I'm sure there's many hockey fans that did not care for Jeremy Roenick.
Man. I hated Datsyuk, too.
Just because he was a Red Wing?
There's other reasons, Dana. 4 times. There's no excuse for this right here. 4 times in his career, he won the Lady Byng Trophy. Do you guys know what that means? State of hockey, my ass. It means he was, quote, the league's most gentlemanly player. Keep those guys off of my team. There's no excuse for once winning the most gentlemanly player award. The friggin' guy did it 4 times.
Oh, no.
What are you trying to prove?
That's hilarious.
That's so dumb. If I'm a GM of a hockey club, if one of my players wins the Lady Byng, he's getting traded to Utah.
He won it 4 straight years too. They're all concerned.
I want you to bring that up to Marcus Foligno because I want to hear what he has to say about that.
I bet he'd agree with me. All right, someone remind me to bring that up to Marky Foligno.
We have to bring it up to him and see what and don't let him have an opinion about it. Don't sway his opinion by your opinion.
That's not normally the route I take. I don't normally let our guests have their own opinion.
I want to hear what he has to say about that before you sour the conversation.
I'm
with
fine
your
with
opinion.
that, Randy Shaver.
I thought in the past, Nick, you said you don't give opinions.
That is true. I don't give opinions, Randy Shaver. I give correct answers.
You give correct answers.
And that's something that our past coworkers have had a difficult time with.
Yes.
When they learned that.
I just looked it up. Between the 2 franchises, nobody from Minnesota has ever won the Lady Byng Trophy in the NHL.
See, someone here just texted and said that Spurgeon has won the Lady Byng.
I'm not seeing that on this list.
Well, then they must be mistaken.
I'm surprised Bobby Smith didn't win it.
Bobby Smith? He used to beat the living hell out of people.
Oh, well, but he seemed like he's such a nice guy.
But on the ice, that was what was so beautiful about Bobby Smith. Is he was this gorgeous, graceful player. But at the same time, if you cross Bobby Smith, he'd pull your tongue out of your face.
How about a Neil Broughton, though? Like a Neil Broughton. Wouldn't that feel kind of like that guy?
Neil Broughton was usually pretty on an even keel out there.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean he was walking around town being gentlemanly.
Doesn't mean he was gentlemanly.
You're never going to win a title with one of those guys on your roster, ever.
You got to bring that up to Foligno. I just got to hear what he has to say.
Never going to win a title with one of those guys on your roster. You want to finish in second, third? Go ahead.
Sure. You want to play for the third place game? Go ahead.
Third place game is usually where you see the gentlemanly players. Yeah.
And there are plenty of tickets for that, just so you know.
We've got them.
Who's staying up late to watch the Timberwolves in Oregon, 9 o'clock against the Trailblazers?
Yeah, but here's the best part. If you miss tonight, just watch it tomorrow.
I don't understand. Watch it tomorrow.
They play back-to-back.
Oh, right. You can watch two separate.
Just watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, they play the Trailblazers tonight and tomorrow night.
I will say, it is kind of it's surprising that it took this long for the NBA to figure out. You know, it probably kind of makes sense when teams have to travel from one coast to the other or halfway, across the country to save on travel costs and all that stuff. Just let them play back. Who cares? Nobody cares. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
You save time and effort and trouble and money and travel. Just let them play back to back. I don't think anybody gives a hoot if they play in November and they come back in December and they're dumb. Just
so you're in favor of this type of a setup?
I am in favor of it. I just think it makes more sense.
Yeah, why not?
Especially if you have to travel so far to go play them. Yeah.
Well, look at what the St. Paul Saints do, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's really smart what minor league baseball does. Yes, they do a great job of that.
And I don't follow that league, but let's say the St. Paul Saints have to play Waterloo, Iowa, 12 times during the season. They'll just go to Waterloo for 6 games, and then Waterloo will come here for the other half.
And I think that's just a smart way to do it because it just saves so much time and energy and money and everything else. You're right. It's a very smart thing to do.
And while we're on the topic, a shout-out to my one of my oldest pals, Patrick James Waterloo. One of the greatest to ever play the game of hockey. And he never came close to being considered for a Lady Bing. Never. And the guy could play. We didn't expect that out of PJ. We didn't. We expected him to go out there and be a dick. And it worked for him. And we won division titles on his back. Cleveland Cavaliers are now 12-0 on the season, Randy Shaver. Did you know that?
I did. They won last night in Chicago. And that 5 of the last 7 teams that have started the season 12-0 in the NBA have made it to the NBA Finals. And I think there's a lot of Cleveland fans who think this team has a chance to be in the mix in the East when it's all said and done. As long as they stay healthy, the key for any NBA teams, we all know, is you got to stay healthy. Your star players have to be healthy. Donovan Mitchell's had an injury history he's missed, more games than he would want to miss. They've got a really strong bench. I mean, they've got a really good team.
I love watching the Cleveland Cavaliers. I like that Donovan Mitchell. I like that big center that they have. What's his name?
Well, they got 2 of them. They got Mobley and Allen.
Allen's the one I enjoy watching.
Mobley, yeah.
Allen, is his name Jared?
Jarrett Allen.
Jarrett. I knew it was close to the football player.
Yeah, Jarrett Allen.
When you watch him play, you swear to God it's 1976, if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Everything about his appearance, the way he plays, Anyway, Cleveland Cavaliers 12-0. The record is 24 consecutive wins to start a season. I don't remember that at all, most likely because
Golden State, that's the year Golden State set the all-time win record. So Golden State started 24-0. I think it was 2015-2016 season.
Yeah, you're in the right neighborhood.
And they finished 73-9.
Yeah, I most likely blocked that memory out of self-preservation, I think, that the Golden State Warriors started a season 24-0.
Yep.
Good for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hey, many people are texting in saying, Pavel Datsyuk won the Lady Byng and he won this many championships. It's friggin' sarcasm. When I said you're never going to win a championship with a Lady Byng trophy winner, it was friggin' sarcasm.
I think you were just late with the horn. That's all.
Well, I never even got close to the horn the first time around. I thought I was laying it on thick enough, Josh.
Maybe too thick. I don't know.
Hey, I just got a text from Zachy Zach. What's he say? Maybe he's got something to say about the Lady Byng. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, no, I just got a text from Zach Parisi. Okay.
Oh, the screenshot he just sent?
He sent a screenshot from Wikipedia, Randy Shaver, listing the finalists for the 2008 Lady Byng Memorial Trophy. The 3 finalists were Martin St. Louis, back, I think, when he was playing for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Pavel Datsyuk for the Detroit Red Wings, and Zach Parisi.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. I love that he knew that, too.
He just sends a screenshot.
And you didn't win a title that year, did you, Zach? So my point has been proven. That is fun. Thank you, Zach, for the text. That's hilarious.
I love that he just circled the information. Oh, it's hilarious.
I don't know how you do this, but he forwarded this screenshot of Wikipedia, and yes, with a red pen, he circled the important information.
See, that's the. Are you ready, Josh? That's the imagination of Zach Parisi.
He has a great imagination.
Imagination.
You are still and always will be a friggin' pimp, Zach Parisi. And there's no question about that.
Heck yeah.
You want to? We'll call you later. Maybe you want to come on the show and talk about this Lady Byng controversy.
Yeah, really. The controversy over the Lady Byng trophy.
Maybe tomorrow we'll settle this Lady Byng controversy with Zachy. Were you happy that you were nominated for?
Yeah, really. I mean, now I'm curious.
Were you aggravated?
Now I want to know.
Did you, Zach? When you were nominated,
even want that?
Yeah, when you were nominated for the Lady Byng, did you say, "Well, for Christ's sake, I don't want that"?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll ask him.
Were you disappointed you were nominated for it?
Nothing but fun. That's what that is. All right, there you go, Randy Shaver. We got a long week to go.
Is Brad back tomorrow?
You don't care.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Don't act like you care.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Why? Why do you ask if Brad?
I suppose, if we have to.
You know, we're anticipating possibly a return to the program from Janelle Kleinsky, Jungle Jane.
Oh, good. Where has she been?
The Norwegian ox. She's been
Different
working.
State, yeah.
She's got to work for a living. And we know that it's a possibility that she'll be available soon. I know our listeners have been missing her. We've been missing her. She's been working.
I'm sure she has some tales to tell.
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. She's been gone a long time.
Working her.
Speaking of Lady Byng.
Yes. Janelle would be our Lady Byng?
She's your Lady Byng, yes.
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot with this crew.
She is.
Lady Schwing.
We've always wanted a lady on this show. Nothing out of Ashley on that
she
one?
She said nothing.
Really? Wow.
Maybe she doesn't consider herself a lady. What? Yeah. Why? Where were you on that one?
I guess usually I usually don't refer to myself as a lady.
Yeah, you're tougher than most of my guy friends, actually.
I also want to address everyone in the listening audience's left ear and left ear only. I guess
really
we're having some mic issues. We're aware of it now. There's something going on with our transmitter, so I apologize. And we're getting blown up with text saying that the audio is difficult to hear because it's just in the left side when we talk, when the mics are on. So apologize for that.
My headphones are also one left ear only.
So the problem is only happening when we talk and when the microphones are on.
Well, because we play a lot of other audio that it does not affect.
And by the way, I'm not surprised, Dana, that Ashley's tougher than most of your guy friends.
And again, also is not saying very much.
Jesus, criminy. That's good. That's good. Oh, no kidding.
She's tougher than my buddy who I recently met up with to exchange Lego sets with.
Yeah. And our listeners are saying, oh, no kidding, Dana, I thought you hung out with the tough guys.
Yeah, I'm not exactly rolling with the greasers, am I?
No, I don't think so. But that's good stuff.
Oh, my God.
We'll talk to you later, Randy. Maybe we'll have Zachy on tomorrow with you, okay?
That's the best line I've heard in a while. Oh, my God. That was good.
See you later, Pops.
All right, see ya.
We'll be back in a few minutes here on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It is that time of the year at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Schedule your tune-up, boost your indoor air quality, or grab huge deals on a new system. Do not wait. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Welcome to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast.
Lionel Luthor stops by the kid home.
Is that Seinfeld? What is the deal?
Trying to blackmail her for the footage.
Come on. He sees an envelope and goes, he must be getting blackmailed.
He's behind it, the whole thing.
He's not.
He is. He made her think she was being blackmailed.
He's the one
Yeah.
that... Oh, I didn't get that.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
Interesting things of note.
Talkville, wherever you listen.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
She's 8:31 on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. What's the deal now? What do we got going on now? This here, what I got for you next, has nothing to do with anything. But I want to recognize a text that was dumped my way. A text I received from a listener called Lawn Barber Jesus. Lawn Barber Jesus. I don't know why he would text me now about this. I'm guessing it possibly just crossed his mind. Maybe it's the first he's heard of it. But my gut feeling was possibly he remembered that this is one of my favorite stories of all time. I can never avoid this. I'm so fascinated by this. So thank you for the text, Lawn Barber Jesus. And now I can bring it up in case there are a few of you that never heard this story before. What Lawn Barber Jesus did, Josh, he sent me a picture of a human skull.
That's pretty cool.
And it still has some of the flesh and some of the hair on it, like you might see at one of those museums. You know what I'm saying?
That's the grossest kind.
Okay. And it's a picture of the skull of Edward Mordrake.
Oh, shoot.
You already know it?
Oh, yeah, we talked about this guy before. One of the creepiest things to ever happen to a human body.
We've talked about it many times before, and again, I just assume that Lawn Barber Jesus also holds on to this as one of his favorite stories. I know it's mine, and so we'll just toss it out there again, just in case you don't know. Like I said, I can't avoid it. I have to. A picture of the skull of Edward Mordrake, the man born with a second face on the back of his head.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Remember, it could cry and everything?
Yeah, this is a very fascinating story.
If I live to be 1,000, I will not get over this being a true story. This is around 1890. The man born with a second face on the back of his head. Although it could not speak full words, the second face, as Cubby just informed you, the second face was able to laugh, cry, and make strange noises without Edward's control.
So creepy.
That's creepy.
I remember as a kid when my mom would tell me that moms and teachers had eyes in the back of their head. And it freaked me out when I was very little. And I would always look and go, oh, it must be covered by hair. Why don't I see these eyes?
It's unnerving.
It is.
Now, Edward reportedly, either would count, I guess. He begged doctors to have his, quote, demon face removed. He said it was driving him nuts.
I bet. I wouldn't want that there either.
His demon face, Ashley, would whisper to him at night.
Nuh-uh, dude.
Get me out of here.
Nah. I don't like that. Stop it.
At night I get hungry.
Stop.
Doctors wouldn't do it. None of the doctors in 1890 had the balls to even attempt such a thing. Unfortunately, Edward killed himself. One of my favorite stories of all time. And I just, like I said, I gravitate towards it if it's ever brought up. So there you go, Lawn Barber Jesus. And there you go, people who had never heard that story before.
That'd be a tough thing to live with, for sure. I mean, he has the worst of it, but it'd be kind of tough if you just knew Edward and maybe shared a house with him or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Shared a house. Gosh, yeah.
All right,
I'll be right back. I just got to wash my faces and brush my teeth real quick. Can you imagine?
Did he just say he has to wash his faces?
Yeah.
and brush his teeths?
Yeah, I got to reach behind my back and I got to pop a couple of pimples, some new pimples back here.
On your other face.
My other face.
Because it's going to prom.
Right.
Yeah. Now, here's something completely different. It says here, it's not possible to jump on every popular trend. Yes, it is. I know people who damn well try to, and it drives me almost as crazy as that Edward Mordrake character with the second face on the back of his head. It drives me crazy when people force the latest hip sayings and the latest hip trends. So I'm going to disagree. I think it is possible to jump on every popular trend. But the story says, what is popular right now? This is society throwing its word in on the topic. What's popular right now that you have zero interest in? Here are some of the responses. What's popular right now that you have zero interest in? The endless cycle of reboots and remakes.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of it now. There were some that I was pretty excited about.
What were you just talking about in your news report? You were talking about Star Wars Part 315.
Yeah, there's another trilogy on the way, and boy, I loved Star Wars when I was little. It meant so much to me. The episodes 1, 2, and 3, when those came out, I was pretty disappointed. Since then, there was one or two that were okay, but I think I'm done with that. And I don't need any more Ghostbusters. Those were others that I was...
definitely.
Forget about the friggin' Ghostbusters.
I loved those.
Forget about Star Wars. What about Star Trek? Have you had enough You're a Star Trek fan.
No, I could use more Star Trek.
More Star Trek.
Although, I will say at least one of the... I haven't gotten into the cartoons. And one of the new series I was into for a little while, and then it just got too much for me. But there's still one or two that I like.
All right, help me out. Would Cobra Kai be a reboot because they're just expanding on the already established story?
Well, isn't a reboot where it's like different actors and maybe different characters?
Yeah, maybe it's called a sequel series then or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another one I was into at first. I loved that show, and then it was too much of a soap opera.
I can't quit it.
Okay, well, just answer me this question. Maybe someone can get on the godless internet and find this out. Okay, forget about reboots. Let's talk about remakes, and specifically movies. What's the next... I'm sure you can find a website that gives you upcoming films for the next 5 years. What's the next remake that's going to piss us off? Because
I don't know about a remake, but Gladiator 2 is about to come out, so a sequel.
I cannot wait.
No, that's a sequel. I'm talking about
you're just talking a remake and...
Yeah.
Shoot, there is one. There's one that's going to upset you.
Naked Gun.
Yes, that's the one.
Mm-hmm. The remake, I think maybe you guys told me this. Okay, like say, for example, and this comes up once or twice a year. Hollywood will remake a movie, and it aggravates us because there's nothing wrong with the original other than making easy money. There's no motivation to remake a lot of these movies, but they go ahead and do it again because it's instant gold bars laid at their feet. The one that comes to mind recently, I never saw it. Maybe it's not even out yet. They remade Roadhouse, right?
Yeah, that's out. I watched it.
Okay.
And Holland Your Wood Jesus. Oh, really? Holland Your Wood Jesus said that's an example of a reboot. It was decent, but Conor McGregor's character, and I'm sorry, was ridiculous to me.
So you're.
I guess you have a point
And
with him.
no
but
offense to the guy, but that was too silly. It's too much.
The listener says that's not a remake, that's a reboot?
That's a reboot, yeah.
Okay. I guess
at least that makes sense. I know, it's kind of confusing.
Forget it. Whether it's a remake or a reboot, what is a repeat film coming out that's likely to piss us off? Do you have anything in front of you yet?
Yeah, I was going to say or The Naked Gun.
Oh, you did say The Naked Gun.
Yeah, that's still a little different. I would Gladiator 2 might for some people, like I was bringing that up. I'm looking forward to it.
But that's not a remake or a reboot. That's a sequel.
I thought you were just talking about like in general. So you're saying specifically a remake?
Yeah. Like what they did with Roadhouse, like what they did with other things. Okay, The Naked Gun. Did you guys tell me this already? Who's the lead actor?
Liam Neeson.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And it's written by all the Family Guy writers.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. The Family Guy writers are hilarious, don't get me wrong. But the original Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen, my God, it was perfection. Perfection in every way. Every scene. Okay.
Oh, here we go. The Crow, as far as a remake. I heard that was absolutely terrible.
Yep.
And I loved the original. I thought
Never
it was great.
saw it.
You never did?
No.
Brandon Lee?
No.
I mean, tragic, obviously, what happened in
He's
real
a
life.
superhero?
Not a superhero. What? I don't know. I guess I don't know how you describe him.
Okay.
But he comes back to life for revenge. Would that be a superhero? I don't know.
Trends. What's popular right now that you have zero interest in? Well, we only covered one, and that was the endless cycle of reboots and remakes. AI-generated influencer content. I don't know what that means.
I think a lot of people don't like that.
Sports betting. Everybody's crazy about that now.
Yeah,
Doesn't bother me. I guess I do get kind of tired of hearing about it.
It's so wide open now.
Yeah, I haven't hopped on that train yet. It's probably better than I never do. I can see that going very south.
It would have been a lot better if a lot of my friends never hopped on that train, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
You got some guys on Skid Row here because they're making too many sports bets?
Uh-huh.
Like serious problems?
Right, like almost near having to go to marriage counseling type, threatens of divorce if they don't quit type things.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. John Deere Jesus mentions RoboCop. That remake or reboot. I don't even know what.
Did we miss that? Did that happen?
No, that was a long time ago. Yeah,
Oh.
it was. I like that actor too.
Friggin' RoboCop. You never should have effed with RoboCop.
It looks like they're going to make another Clue, too, with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman.
Now that I'm not worried about.
Oh, you didn't like Clue?
I loved that.
Never saw it.
So did I. Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I never
And
followed.
it had all the alternate endings, so you'd want to go back to the theater.
No, I didn't get involved.
Oh, I thought that was great. Joel Kinnaman, that's the actor I was trying to think of. I think he's pretty good.
Another trend that everybody, and it's their thing. That's my thing now. That's what bothers me most about those trends. It's their thing. It's their whole identity for 3 weeks, right? And then they hop on the next one. Trends that people have zero interest in. You have to help me with this one. Streamer Twitch culture.
Yeah, I'm very glad I don't have interest in that. My boyfriend did for a while when I met him, but that stopped. And I think it was because of my persistent bullying.
He was into watching Twitch and streamer videos. Am I even close?
He would turn them on like late at night when there's, instead of turning on like a Netflix show like a weirdo, he would turn on like a streamer of some sort. He never gave them any money, thankfully.
To watch him play games, or what was he?
Yeah, he would watch him play like Apex Legends.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I know that's fourth or fifth time I've said that during this conversation. Stanley Cups, the drinking cups, not the NHL trophies.
Yeah, that's crazy how much
That's
those.
insane.
If
And
we
people
all
were
of a
killing
sudden-
each other for those.
If we all of a sudden had a rush of like 100 guests at our house, there would be enough Stanley Cups for you could double fist with them.
Really? I saw a bunch at the Target by my house the other day, and it looked like it was like they're some type of Christmas edition. And there was a bunch of cups, and I thought, oh, well, maybe I should buy these all and resell them like people do.
Why are people so in love with them? Why do you have so many at your home, Dana?
My fiance loves them.
What's the difference between
that much better?
I don't know, and she can't really explain it either. She just says they're the nicest, highest quality of those types of like coffee thermos mugs.
They are really nice, but I think my Yeti works about the same.
Whatever happened to people hanging on to the same coffee thermos for 79 years?
That's kind of what I did.
Now you have to go get the hip. See, that's what it is. It's just a hip, trendy. We just talked about this the other day. Another trend that people have zero interest in, or at least some people are saying, I know it's popular, but I'm not getting involved. We just talked about this, I think, a day or two ago. Fillers, Botox, and plastic surgery.
Oh, yeah, that can be a very big slippery slope for a lot of people.
YouTubers.
I don't know. There's some YouTubers that I watch. I mean, I've learned so much from that. I love that. I think I watch YouTube more than anything else.
Dana, do you have anything to say?
No comment.
Really? What about YouTubers?
There's a very popular YouTuber named Mr. Beast. And
yes, my 12-year-old watches Mr. Beast.
That exact line got thrown at me the other day. My fiance came downstairs and she goes, "What are you watching?" I go, "Oh, Mr. Beast videos." And she goes, "Oh, my second grade students talk about him."
What does he do?
He gives out money. He does crazy, outlandish videos. It's something mindless to have on in the background while I'm doing stuff during the day. It's just simple, mindless enjoyment.
I'm sorry we couldn't make this clear. An exceptionally average Jesus has done that for us. Thank you. Reboot. Remaking a movie, but it's not the same. You add some youthfulness to it to make it a similar storyline as the original. A remake is trying to replicate the original. Yes, you said it very well.
Yep.
All right, one more before we take a break.
I'm sure that was painful hearing us trying to do it.
They're over it. One more popular trend that a lot of folks are turning their back on. You have to help me with this one, too, although it sounds familiar. Broccoli haircuts?
Oh, yeah. That was like a thing for a little while. Yeah.
It sounds familiar. So you make your hairdo look like the head of a...
Yeah, is that kind of like a Patrick Mahomes style? Would that be considered the broccoli?
Now I understand.
Sense. Yeah. Yep. Maybe, and I'd imagine that's
Patrick
probably
Mahomes.
What made it popular.
Remember when we got that text a while back, Josh, where a listener said Patrick Mahomes needs to get a big boy haircut?
Yeah.
Half-assed morning show.
What's a push pop? It's a sexual term that I just made up.
What's a push pop?
I'll send you some links.
On 93X.
The popular trends, Josh.
We're all over them.
You got to jump on them.
You better.
You got to be down. You got to be hip to all the latest trends. Or you're just a friggin' loser. A loser. I got a couple of friends who will just beat you unmerciful with the trends.
What's the most silly for someone that's one of your friends' age?
I'll say it was a number of years ago. Suddenly, everybody who thought of themselves as a somebody, they had to drink bourbon, I believe it was.
Oh, yep.
This was a few years ago. Suddenly, if you wanted to establish yourself as a successful person, you had to show it by drinking bourbon. And so I have this friend who I know there's no way they could handle more than maybe a shot and a half of the stuff without running into a bathroom and vomiting, just because they're not big drinkers. But just for a stretch of time during this trend, when I'd see them out, they made sure they ordered one, and a fancy one too. What do you got back there for bourbon?
Oh my God.
And I just wanted to say, this is so not you, it's disgusting, and stop it. But I figured I would mind my business for once.
What about shows like Mad Men or Suits or something that started that trend?
Mad Men for sure, the old fashions.
Okay.
Never saw it.
They drink whiskey during the day at work.
Yep.
Well, then it's hilarious because on Yellowstone, Beth, she'll just grab a bottle of Tito's vodka, pour it in a glass, and drink that. I'm like, who is doing that?
Yeah, that's insane. I know people that do drink like that, too. I don't know about that.
We've been discussing big trends that a lot of douchebags jump on. Well, regular people jump on them, too, and then it turns them into douchebags, if only briefly. There's plenty of us who turn our backs on these big trends, and they want nothing to do with them. And here are some of the answers. There was a survey. What are some of the big trends that you have zero interest in? Here's what we covered so far. Reboots and remakes of movies, AI-generated influencer content, whatever that is, sports betting, streamer Twitch culture, whatever that is, Stanley Cups, the ones you drink out of, fillers, Botox, plastic surgery, YouTubers, broccoli haircuts. Next on the list, cyber trucks.
Oh, I just saw another one yesterday.
Yeah, I don't like the way they look.
Next on the list, pickleball.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny. I've enjoyed that a little bit here and there. It's just kind of something fun to do with the bigger kids. But it is strange how much that took off. It's crazy where certain places are getting rid of, let's say, basketball courts or something, and they're putting in pickleball courts. And then there's just places that are simply for pickleball.
What was crazy for me was like the fifth or sixth time I tried it. Suddenly, I just told myself, I never want to do this ever again. It suddenly dawned on me that there's no why am I doing this? This isn't. I mean, it's okay. It's not that great.
Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, it is weird how popular it's become.
Vaping. Some people just love vaping.
I don't see that as much as I used to.
I almost never do either, actually. I mean,
really?
I rarely leave the house, and I don't go to bars, so maybe I shouldn't even comment on that.
Yeah, I see it a lot more than I used to.
Do you really?
Yeah. Oh,
Here's a big one. Here's a big trend, and it's good timing, I guess. This has certainly become a thing, a trend that a lot of folks are turning their back on, and I'm happy to hear it. Politics as your personality.
Thank God.
Gross. Just turn my stomach. Gross. Get away from me. If politics is your personality and you sit there and just wait to hear something from someone that then you can spin into a political conversation. Well, that's because you're a Republican. That's because you're a liberal. That's because you're a Democrat. Go away and never talk to me again. Celebrity brands and celebrity podcasts is another trend that people are trying to stay away from.
Some celebrity podcasts are pretty good.
Yeah.
And I have some Travis and Jason Kelsey approved cereal at home. I'm going to bring in the box for you, Nick, once we're all done.
You didn't do that, did you?
Well, I didn't know until we got it home. I think it's Golden Grams.
Yeah, I've seen those on the shelves.
Have you? Yeah, and at the very bottom, it's got their faces. And I think it says, like, Kelsey approved.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know when I got it.
I think they're like cereal mashups, too, of the Kelsey approved ones. Where it's
Stop.
Like two different cereals.
Oh, the mix. Yeah, this was just regular. I think it was Golden Grams. Or maybe, no, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's funny because on the topic of trends that folks are trying to avoid, a listener did text in and say, the Kansas City Chiefs and every other commercial.
Oh, boy, if you walk around the Mall of America, you're going to see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey quite a bit in storefronts.
It needs to be stopped. Oh, and speaking of, fantasy football is a trend that folks are saying, no, I want nothing to do with it. Kombucha?
Oh, I like kombucha.
Oh,
that
dude.
was
I hate
massive.
that stuff.
Okay, Dana, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I tried it once.
Okay.
And I was mad at the person that recommended it to me.
I hate it, Josh. It's so good.
It tasted like pure vinegar.
Yep.
It's a drink?
Yeah. It's supposed to be very healthy.
Yeah. Pour it down the sink. Ozempic?
That's that weight loss drug.
Well, technically, isn't it a diabetes drug, but people are using it for weight loss, or do I have that wrong?
So.
That's what I've heard, Cubby. And finally, on this list of trends that a lot of folks are saying, F you, get away from me with this flavor of the month friggin' trend, adult coloring books.
Oh, yeah, those were hot for a while. I got a couple.
I bought a couple for my wife for Christmas. She never used them. I got her a Jason Momoa one, and I thought she'd pay special attention to the midsection.
Yeah.
Well, what adult has time to sit down and color in a book anymore?
Yeah, she's
exactly.
never
That's the
used
problem.
it.
I wish I did, though.
But remember when we first heard of them, we thought, whoa, that's kind of saucy. Adult coloring books. Thought it was all like porn pictures but that's not the case at all.
I saw some where that was the case.
Yeah, some of them are like that. Yeah.
Penises and vaginas.
Wow.
A listener texted in and said they want to avoid horoscopes at all costs. Yeah, I don't get involved in the horoscopes. And then one of the topics was reboots and remakes of movies. That is one trend that people are trying to avoid. Remakes and reboots of movies. Listeners texted in on that as well. It didn't dawn on me when we were having this conversation earlier, but we talked about a movie coming out here in a couple weeks that is a Wizard of Oz reboot, and it's called Wicked.
Yes.
So that's a new spin on Wizard of Oz. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I wonder if that's a little different simply because it's been a musical forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
is that right?
Yeah, it's not necessarily like a new movie idea.
Oh, sure.
It's just based on the music.
I was not aware that it was
that's different, or maybe it doesn't even matter.
It was a damn musical. Josh, here's a question for you. Does Ocean's 11 Inches Does that count as a remake or a reboot, or would you call that a parody?
I would say parody.
A parody.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on such things. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, to me, that's a parody.
Oh, I've never heard that one before.
And according to one listener, there is a reboot that or a remake. Again, I don't know one from the other that they are interested in, and that is this is how they put it: Nick's Grandma Clam Chowder Soup Story.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's
I hope
almost
that
time.
is never recreated.
I had an idea. I tell that every year, come Christmas time, because it's my favorite holiday story. The story of my grandma's clam chowder.
As it should be.
It's my favorite holiday story, and I love to share it with our listeners every holiday season because I feel like it's uplifting and it adds into the holiday spirit. I had an idea that maybe this year I should tell that on stage at Toys for Tatas.
I would love that.
A new setting for the story. Maybe there'll be some people there that had never heard it. Maybe there'll be some people who are eating as I'm telling this. Maybe someone will puke. Maybe someone will pass out. I don't know.
I would just wonder if some of the girls might look at you like, I'm trying to dance on a guy's lap here.
Right. Do you think that's the proper setting for that story, Josh? Should I try to? I don't know. It's just an idea I had.
Then you could actually see people's reactions, and that's exciting.
Okay.
Would they stop the music long enough?
Oh, yeah. When we're talking, when we do that bit where we stop the music and thank everyone for showing up, it's just an idea.
A few people are texting in saying Wicked is a prequel. So I've never seen it, heard good things about the musical. So Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz.
I'm all over it.
Dana, you've never seen it? I'm surprised. You're pretty cultured.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
You have not?
No, I've heard about it, but I'm now just learning that it is, in fact, part of the Wizard of Oz series. I didn't even know that much about it.
The guy that watches Mr. Beast on YouTube has been called cultured?
Pop cultured, I guess.
Yeah. Pop cultured.
Yeah.
Cultured like some sort of fungus. I mean, you don't necessarily want it around, but you have to admit it exists, that kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Big shout out to Pittsburgh Squealers fan Jesus, who podcasts the show, from our buddy Ojibwe Jesus. Happy birthday to sexy middle school nurse Jesus from Insulation Hauling Jesus. And happy 31st to VIP Jesus.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Winter's arrived, and with the holidays around the corner, it's the perfect time for Standard Heating's Black Friday Comfort Countdown specials. And right now is the time to become a Smart Club member and get your furnace in top shape before winter comes. Visit standardheating.com today. Comfort you deserve since 1930.